Family Immortal Cultivation. Starting as a spiritual farmer, this video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 1001, Yinzhu Sex Retreat. Previously, Zhang Ringli and other demon cultivators had entered this secret realm once, and had already alerted the enemy. Now, it was okay for him and Lingxiao Wang to enter this place again. Then, he rushed into the entrance of the secret realm again and went out to the outside world. Lingxiao Wang was not stupid. He knew that he alone was no match for the remaining disciples of Yinzhu demon sect in the secret realm, so he immediately withdrew. Yinzhu secret realm. Mountain Gate. Among the 1,000 remaining Yinzhu demon sect cultivators, the old cultivator with the highest cultivation level, who had reached the 9th level of the golden core, looked at the void where Lingxiao and Lingxiao Wang had left, and his face was full of helplessness. Previously, a group of demon cultivators entered the small entrance in the desolate sea area. Now, a group of righteous golden elixirs have entered from the small entrance. I didn't expect that the secret realm of our sect has become a place that anyone can enter at will. Our sect has really declined. If it were in the past, how could these intruders escape so easily? Thinking of this, a figure suddenly appeared in his mind. It's all because of that old demon Zuanao. He has been dead for so many years and has left such a disaster for the sect. There are many entrances to the secret realm here, and each entrance is located in a different location. There are very few people who know the hidden entrance to the desolate sea area. Apart from this old demon cultivator who is at the 9th level of the golden elixir, there is only the previous sect master Zuanao. This old demon cultivator himself will naturally not reveal the entrance to the desolate sea area to outsiders. Suspicion naturally falls on the other old demon Zuanao, who knows the entrance to the desolate sea area. It was just that more than 200 years ago, the old demon Zuanao lost his trace in the great war between demons and monsters that took place every 300 years in the boundless sea. Not long after, his life plate was also broken, and there was no evidence to prove the matter. At this time, a middle-aged demon cultivator with a late giant in cultivation level came up and asked the old giant in 9th level cultivator with a worried look on his face. Master, the small entrance of this secret realm in the desolate sea has been controlled by two groups of people. If we continue to stay here, I'm afraid we will all become extremely dangerous. Or we can move the magic veins, various treasures, and spiritual plants in the secret realm and give up this secret realm. Otherwise, I'm afraid that if we force the two groups of cultivators into a hurry, they will spread the news about the small entrance in the desolate sea. At that time, if we attract the attention of the unifying power, we will all be finished. The old giant and 9th level cultivator said helplessly. What you are worried about is indeed a troublesome matter. Under the current situation, giving up this secret realm is indeed the only choice. But, where should we go? Those powerful forces of the magic path, the golden core and the nascent soul in the boundless sea, have been searching for our sect's inheritance since the monsters caused chaos in our sect 200 years ago. Even the incident that year when our sect was broken through by those righteous cultivators may have been due to the shadow of those magic paths, in order to plot our sect's inheritance. If our sect goes out to the outside world at this time, I am afraid that if we find a new base, we will be targeted infinitely. Even if we have the various treasures in this secret realm as support, it will not be long before we will be killed by those magic paths. The rest of the immortal cultivation world has been developed for tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of years, and there is no opportunity for development. The hope left for us is very slim. Perhaps, we can only disperse our family wealth, become casual cultivators of the magic path, and give up the reconstruction of the sect, so that we can have a glimmer of hope. The middle-aged demon cultivator in the late giant in stage seemed to have had an idea already, and he also suggested it. Master, disbanding the sect is really a bad choice. Why don't we go to the northern wilderness immortal cultivation world? That immortal cultivation world has only been developed for 10,000 years, and the righteous and demonic sides are still fighting for territory. With the current strength of our sect, we can definitely take advantage of the chaos to occupy a piece of land there. The old demon cultivator Zuan, an old demon in the 9th level of Jinden, said. Zhuan Ying, you may not know the big news about the northern wilderness immortal cultivation world recently. According to the sect's secret door in the outside world, the Black Dragon Lake, The holy land of the demons in the northern wilderness immortal cultivation world has reappeared in the world after 10,000 years. I'm afraid that it won't be long before that immortal cultivation world will be in chaos. If we go there, I'm afraid we won't have many good days. Hearing this, Xuanying Old Demon frowned. But he is more aggressive than his master Zuan an Old Demon. Moreover, he had been attacking the golden elixir alone in his early years, and finally condensed a superior magic pill in the process of attacking the golden elixir. As long as there are enough magic resources to help, he is sure that he can improve his cultivation to the golden elixir perfection in his lifetime. If this secret realm has not been discovered by outsiders, he will naturally not be afraid of insufficient resources with the support of this secret realm. But in this situation, only if the sect takes the treasures in the secret realm to the outside world to rebuild, he can have enough resources. If the sect is disbanded, with his status, although he can get a lot of treasures in this secret realm, the resources provided by those treasures are not enough for his cultivation. As for selling those treasures, it is even more difficult, and it may even cause trouble. Therefore, this way is not a good way to earn resources. The Yinzhu demon sect's magic cultivators are in danger of the secret realm being discovered at this time, but they still have no idea of selling the secret realm, and they are also afraid of causing trouble. If this is true, I am afraid that even the old monsters in the late Yuanying period can be attracted. At that time, in front of such a strong man, they would not be able to protect the Yinzhu secret realm. After all, the means of high-level cultivators are extraordinary. Even if the remaining demon cultivators of the Yinzhu demon sect destroyed the secret realm token, as long as they knew an entrance to the secret realm, those strong men would have a way to break it and enter the secret realm. For various reasons, the old demon Xuanying attached great importance to the reconstruction of the sect. He also said firmly, "Master, we are demon cultivators. After entering the northern wasteland immortal cultivation realm, we will definitely go to the eastern demon realm of the northern wasteland immortal cultivation realm. Demons and demons are originally in the same group. Generally speaking, we are allies of the Black Dragon Lake Dragon Clan, the sacred place of the demon clan in the northern wasteland immortal cultivation realm. Even if the Black Dragon Lake Dragon Clan reappears in the world in the future, it will cause unrest, but the Black Dragon Lake Dragon Clan is not stupid. If they have no confidence, they will definitely not reappear. And when they reappear, they must be fully confident and can stand firm. At that time, we just need to follow the Black Dragon Lake Clan and maybe we can get some opportunities." Hearing this, the old demon Xuanying hesitated for a long time before making a decision. Going to the northern wasteland immortal cultivation realm is indeed our best choice now. I just hope that the two groups of cultivators who can enter this secret realm will no longer pursue our whereabouts after we leave this place and obtain this secret realm. A few months later. The immortal cultivation realm in the Boundless Sea. The secret realm under the Kanglan Bahay sect. The Kanglan secret realm. Bishu Island. Inside a bamboo building hall. What? The Yinzhu demon sect has a secret realm. Lin Luo, who is a talisman transmitting spirit, heard the story of the Yinzhu secret realm from the dusty Ling Changsha, and his heart was immediately filled with huge waves. He also exclaimed, Chapter 1002 Cooperation. Changsha, is what you said true? Ling Changsha nodded. Of course it is true. If it is not true, I dare not tell you, Brother Luo. Although Lin Luo, who has a spiritual body that can pass through talismans, married Ling Liken, the only daughter of Ling Wanduo, a native cultivator of the Ling family, his generation is actually lower than Ling Changsha. Yun, Xiao, Peng, Chang, Wan, Li, Ren, Xiao Ling Changsha is 3 generations older than Lin Luo's Taoist partner Ling Liken. According to this generation, Lin Luo actually has to call Ling Changsha grandpa. However, Lin Luo is also the junior brother of Ling Changsha's father Ling Pengyun. This relationship is a bit messed up. In order to avoid confusing the generations, everyone just calls each other by their own name. Lin Luo and Ling Changsha have always called each other brothers. And over the years, perhaps because Lin Luo has been following the true Lord of Green Water to practice the way of talismans for many years, his temperament has gradually become more scholarly. His cultivation level has also been raised from the middle stage of foundation building to the late stage of foundation building. His talisman level has far exceeded his cultivation progress, reaching the peak of the 2nd level upper grade, and is about to enter the quasi-3rd level. If this is true, Brother Changsha, you didn't hide it, but told me, and asked me to tell Master about it. Could it be that there are still remnants of the Yinzhu demon sect in that secret realm? After the tempering of time, Lin Luo has long changed from a playful character to a steady one, and he has considered many things. After a while, he guessed the reason why Ling Changsha came to him this time. I really did not hide it from you, Brother Luo. Please inform Grandmaster Bishu as soon as possible. If it is too late, once the remnants of the Yinzhu demon sect spread the secret realm, it will be troublesome if the secret realm is known to other Yuanying. By then, if the other Yuanying rely on the core of the secret realm to dismantle the original entrances to the secret realm and rebuild the entrances in other territories, it will be difficult for us to enter the secret realm again. Ling Changsha, who has always been like an iceberg, said to Lin Luo hurriedly. Ling Changsha told Lin Luo about the Zhuanzhu secret realm at this time because only Yuanying cultivators have the ability to dismantle the entrances to the secret realm. Otherwise, if the entrances to the secret realm have not been dismantled, even if Ling Changsha occupies the secret realm is actually no different from the outside world and is not valuable. Lin Luo knew the seriousness of the matter, and he did not hesitate too much. Even though he knew that his master, True Lord Bishu, was in seclusion, he had no choice but to bite the bullet and wake True Lord Bishu up. Soon, True Lord Bishu came out of seclusion and met Ling Changsha. After True Lord Bishu entered the nascent soul stage, his temperament became even more extraordinary. His blue hair and blue Taoist robes made him look like an immortal. The scholarly aura on him became even stronger. If he switched to practicing Confucianism and Taoism at this time, he would definitely be able to speed up his practice. Afterwards, True Lord Bishu and Ling Changsha briefly exchanged some information about the secret realm of the pearl, and a bit of heat appeared on his calm face. The secret realm can be said to be a very safe place. As long as the major entrances and exits of the secret realm are not discovered, the secret realm can be said to be an extremely safe place to save lives, and ordinary cultivators cannot enter at all. The Kanglan Bahe sect, where True Lord Bishu is now facing suppression from the Holy Demon sect. He and the rest of the sect need such an unknown treasure land as a retreat. How will the benefits be divided? Ling Changsha said firmly. Whether it is the benefits of the land in the secret realm or the benefits of various treasures and spiritual objects, my Ling family wants 50%. True Lord Bishu frowned. Changsha, you want too much? 30-70, 70% for my sect and 30% for your clan, okay. Ling Changsha was unmoved, but the murderous aura between his eyebrows increased a little. Grandmaster, if that's the case, I won't do this business. If Grandmaster intends to use force, I will explode my sea of consciousness and golden elixir on the spot and destroy the memory of that secret realm. After hearing what Ling Changsha said, True Lord Bishu did not get angry but laughed. You, kid, can accomplish great things with such a mentality. However, this approach is not wise in some matters. Changsha, see if you can still self-destruct your sea of consciousness or golden elixir. Ling Changsha heard this and immediately found that whether it was his body, life or death, or even the spiritual power flowing in the meridians in his body, and the blood in his body, they were all frozen and could not move at all. His face suddenly changed. At this time, he realized how terrifying the power of Bishu's Henjin, who is a Yuanying's Henjin, was. I'm afraid that if Bishu's Henjin had a thought, he would die miserably here. Under such circumstances, how could Ling Changsha dare to do what he did just now? He immediately bowed to Bishu's Henjin and said, Grandmaster, I was rude just now. I hope you won't blame me. Seeing Ling Changsha's appearance, Bishu's Henjin smiled and waved his hand. It's okay. Don't go looking for other Yuanying fellows alone for such a big thing in the future, otherwise you will definitely suffer. If you want to split the benefits 50-50, then split the benefits 50-50. Otherwise, if your father finds out, he might even say that I bullied you behind your back. Then, he moved his mind, and Ling Changsha's body returned to normal. However, he was stunned for a long time before he came to his senses. He also bowed to Bishu's Henjin and thanked him. Master, thank you for this. Bishu's Henjin smiled and waved his hands. It's nothing. I just want a hidden place. The benefits of the secret realm don't have much impact on me. What's more, it's a magic secret realm. It will take a lot of effort to transform it into a normal secret realm. That's all. Take me there quickly. Then, Bishu's Henjin also made a heavenly oath about the 50-50 share of the secret realm's benefits. For a strong man like Bishu's Henjin who is young, has a broad path, and has entered the nascent soul stage, The constraints of the heavenly Daoist are greater than those of the Yuan Han contract. For this reason, Ling Changsha also felt relieved. However, he still had a concern. Master, your cultivation is so high, and the cause and effect between you and the sect is extremely strong. The first demon sect in the boundless sea cultivation world, the Holy Demon Sect, is very targeted at our sect. If you go out to the secret realm with me like this and go to the small entrance of the Yinzhu secret realm, will it cause unnecessary trouble? Bishu Zhenjin said easily. Don't worry, I have learned a magical power that can shield the cause and effect on my body. The old Saint Demon, the leader of the Saint Demon sect who is in the late nascent soul stage, is not very proficient in the way of cause and effect. It is impossible for him to find me through cause and effect. But it is precisely because the old Saint Demon is not proficient in cause and effect, otherwise, my disciples want to go out of the secret realm and search for resources in the outside world. I am afraid that I will not be able to do it. Then, True Lord Bishu followed Ling Changsha out of the Kanglan secret realm and headed straight for the desolate sea between the boundless sea cultivation realm and the northern wilderness cultivation realm. Chapter 1003, The Size of the Mysterious Pearl Secret Realm. A few months later, in the depths of a small island swept by a large amount of Wuji Gangfeng in a desolate sea area, the figures of Ling Changsha and Bishu Zhenjin appeared out of thin air. However, Bishu Zhenjin realized something was wrong as soon as he arrived here. With a thought, 3 ice blue seals appeared out of thin air accompanied by the sound of phoenixes, and in an instant, they turned into 3 ice soul black phoenixes that were more than 200 feet tall. They turned into 3 long rainbows, flew out of the island quickly, and blasted into void thousands of miles away from the island. Just when Ling Changsha was a little confused, the void suddenly became distorted, and 3 people with different appearances, but all of them were entangled with a trace of demonic energy, rushed out of it. The 3 of them split into 3 escape lights and fled in different directions, but before they could escape for long, they were all caught up by the 3 ice phoenixes sacrificed by Bishu Zhenjin, and were eventually blasted into ice chips. Seeing this scene, Ling Changsha was shocked. According to his investigation, the 3 demon cultivators were at the early stage of the golden core stage. At this time, True Lord Bishu flashed, and when he returned, he was holding several storage bags in his hands. True Lord Bishu followed and poured his spiritual consciousness into them. Even though the owners of the storage bags had just died, the spiritual consciousness imprints on them were extremely strong. But in front of True Lord Bishu's overwhelming spiritual consciousness, it only took a few breaths for the spiritual consciousness imprints on those storage bags to be wiped out. He also took out many demonic items from them. Obviously, these storage bags belonged to the 3 golden core demon cultivators. After a while, True Lord Bishu took out 3 tokens from each of those storage bags. The front of the token had a word Zhang written on it, and the back had the words Dark Island written on it. Zhang family of Black Moon Island. This name is somewhat familiar. Changsha, have you heard of this force? True Lord Bishu asked Ling Changsha beside him. It seems that this group of people is the same group as the giant and perfect demon cultivator and the other 4 giant and demon cultivators that were killed before. Ling Changsha's eyes trembled slightly, and he thought to himself. Not long ago, the old demon Zhang Rinli and 5 other demon cultivators that he killed with 2 quasi 4th level ice soul black phoenix talismans also had the family token of the Zhang family of Black Moon Island in their storage bags. He also replied afterwards. According to my disciple's understanding, the Zhang family of Black Moon Island should be a superior giant and magic cultivation force affiliated with the Qian demon sect, which ranks among the top 3 in strength among the countless magic forces in the boundless sea. This family is also quite special. It is a rare magic family force, but this family is also extremely powerful. It is said that this family has more than a dozen giant and magic cultivators and tens of thousands of people under their command. They also have great influence in the demon realm west of the boundless sea, and can be ranked among the top 5 magic forces affiliated with the Qian demon sect. True Lord Bishu frowned, and a hint of fear flashed across his face. Is it related to the Qian demon sect? This is a bit troublesome. I'm afraid it will be difficult to destroy it. Fortunately, no one from the Qian demon sect appeared here. Changsha, open the entrance here quickly and finish the secret realm as soon as possible. Otherwise, if the Qian demon sect knows about this place, it will be difficult to take over the Zhuanzhu secret realm. As for the Zhang family of Black Moon Island, we'll talk about it later. Ling Changsha's face became more solemn. He immediately took out the secret realm token he got from the old demon Zhang Rinli, and used a special method to use the token as a medium to open the entrance to the secret realm on this island. He and Bishu Zhenjin also entered it. What surprised him was that this secret realm was no longer surrounded by demonic energy as before. Now, this secret realm can be said to be completely desolate, with extremely thin demonic energy. There are very few demon veins that can be seen, far less than a few months ago. The few powerful demon veins in the depths of the secret realm are no longer seen. The number of remnants of the Zhuangzi demon sects stationed at the mountain gate in the secret realm has also decreased significantly, with only about 1/10 of the number left, and only about 100. And they are all key training cultivators with pitifully low cultivation, short lifespan, and an old look. The strongest are only foundation building cultivators. It's still too late. Lingxiao sighed. It's not too late. At least the remnants of the Zhuangzi demon sect in this secret realm have not spread the news of this secret realm to the ears of other Yuanying in the boundless sea area cultivation world. Bishu Zhenjin said with a smile. Although Lingxiao thought that what Bishu Zhenjin said was indeed a good thing, the magic veins and various magic treasures in this secret realm were moved away, which was a loss for the Ling family. The Ling family was able to rise in a short period of time, but it was not all by righteous means. The Ling family also mastered a lot of magic means, such as magic corpses, ghost breeding lands, etc. These means all require the use of magic veins or ghost veins. With the high-level magic veins, the cultivation speed of the middle-level or top-level middle-level magic corpses of the Ling family who still have some potential can be accelerated. As for giving up these magic methods, the Ling family is reluctant to do so. Without these magic methods, the strength of the Ling family will be reduced by at least 50% or even more. If you want to consolidate your strength in a short period of time, you have to find another way and embark on this road of no return. At this time, the true Lord Bishu also used his powerful divine sense to explore the entire territory of the Zhuangzi secret realm. The territory of more than 880 miles is not bad. Although it is not a medium-sized secret realm, it is also good among the small secret realms. The true Lord Bishu is particularly satisfied. The size of a small secret realm is generally between 100 miles and 1,000 miles, and the laws of heaven and earth are not as perfect as those of a medium-sized secret realm. It is difficult for a giant and cultivator to induce a thunderbolt breakthrough in it. The Kanglan secret realm of the Kanglan Baha'i sect, where the laws are more perfect, is more than 3,000 miles in size, which is a medium-sized secret realm. Generally, the range of a medium-sized secret realm is between 1,000 and 5,000 miles, and the range of a large secret realm is between 5,000 and 10,000 miles. The rules of a large secret realm are already perfect. For ordinary cultivators, it is actually another world of cultivation. It is a world of its own, and it can also trigger the nascent soul tribulation thunder. It is just a pity that this kind of secret realm is extremely rare. The known large secret realms in this world can be counted on one hand. Smaller secret realms are some micro-secret realms. The laws of heaven and earth in this kind of micro-secret realm are incomplete, and the laws of heaven and earth in these secret realms are extremely repulsive to the cultivators in the world of cultivation. It is basically difficult for cultivators who have reached the golden core realm or above to enter. The nascent soul realm cultivators can force their way in with some heavenly means, but they cannot stay for long. Only the cultivators who practice key and build the foundation can stay for a long time, which makes this kind of micro-secret realm slightly less valuable. And this kind of secret realm, it is said that the Daojin of Huishan can open up, and it is also the only kind of secret realm that can be opened up artificially. After years of accumulation, plus the accumulation of countless spiritual objects, many micro-secret realms can slowly expand their boundaries. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 1004 Secret Realm Harvest. It is said that the Kanglan secret realm was obtained in this way. Afterwards, True Lord Bishu turned into a beam of light and killed nearly 100 low-level demon cultivators stationed at the gate of the Zhuangzi secret realm. He led the way and rushed to the core of the earth deep in the secret realm. First, he was afraid that the remaining demon cultivators in this secret realm would be forced to destroy the core of the earth. Second, he wanted to sacrifice the core of the earth as soon as possible. Only by sacrificing the core of the earth can all the entrances and exits between this secret realm and the outside world be destroyed, and new entrances and exits can be arranged in a certain place in the outside world. In this way, it can prevent other cultivators from discovering this secret realm. By then, even the remaining cultivators of the Zhuangzi demon sect, who originally controlled this secret realm, would find it difficult to enter this place. On the way, True Lord Bishu also discovered that there was a giant demon cultivator and many foundation-building demon cultivators deep in this secret realm, who were migrating the demon veins in the secret realm. He killed them all. Lingxiao followed closely behind. Soon, the two arrived at the core of the secret realm. There was a cave there. However, there was no formation in the cave, so Lingxiao and Bishu's Henjin followed him into it. Next to a passage leading to the core of the secret realm, there was a letter. There were only a few words written on it, but Lingxiao and Bishu's Henjin had a little more respect for the person who wrote the letter. The secret realm is for you, and please leave a way out for our sect. Bishu's Henjin smiled and said to himself while looking at the letter in his hand. Okay, I have the secret realm, and I will agree to this. After saying that, he asked Lingxiao who was standing beside him. Changsha, what do you think? Lingxiao said. The rest of the remnants of the Zhuangzi demon sect have already left this secret realm, and there is no place to search for them. As long as the remnants of this sect do not provoke me or my clan in the future, my clan and I are naturally willing to do this favor. Bishu's Henjin nodded with satisfaction. After the incident in the mysterious Pearl secret realm, he became more and more satisfied with Lingxiao, his disciple. It was a pity that this disciple was not good at making talismans, otherwise he would like to accept him as a disciple. Of course, as Lingxiao's master, he would also give Lingxiao some advice on cultivation whenever he saw him over the years. This move also solved many cultivation problems for Lingxiao. Then, the two of them followed the underground passage of this cave and arrived at the core of the earth. The temperature around the core of the earth was extremely high, but there was no flame, which was extremely strange. Its appearance was red and round, but it was only the size of a fist, and there were some star patterns on it, which was extremely mysterious. Its body spread out a special gravitational force, which attracted this secret realm to float in the endless void. Lingxiao was amazed when he saw this thing. And the true Lord of Green Water took action directly, began to transfer his consciousness into the core of the earth, and began to sacrifice the core of the earth. In just a few days, he simply sacrificed and refined the core, and was barely able to control it. He also immediately borrowed the power of the core to destroy all the passages between the mysterious Pearl secret realm and the various Immortal Cultivation realms. He also left an entrance in a very hidden place in the Desolate Sea to facilitate the entry of the Ling family in the Northern Wilderness Immortal Cultivation realm in the future. After all, the Desolate Sea is next to the Northern Wilderness Immortal Cultivation realm. As for not putting the entrance directly in the Ling family's land, it was also a helpless move. The exact location of the mysterious Pearl secret realm is probably in the endless void between the demon realm to the west of the boundless sea Immortal Cultivation realm and the rest of the righteous sea. This secret realm is also a small secret realm, with a land boundary of only 8.8 million miles. Under such circumstances, this secret realm can only radiate to the surrounding 88,000 miles to establish entrances and exits. Beyond this land boundary, no entrances and exits can be established. And the void where this secret realm is located is very far away from the Ling family in the Northern Wilderness Immortal Cultivation realm. Lingxiao and Bishu's Henjin also counted the remaining property in Zhuangzi's secret realm. Although most of the high-level magic veins in the secret realm were moved away in advance by the remnants of Zhuangzi demon sect, there are still 1,000 first-level and second-level magic veins left here, which is a good number, equivalent to nearly half of the low-level magic veins under the command of a giant demon sect in the outside world. There is no trace of magic treasures and magic spiritual plants in this secret realm. It is estimated that all the remnants of the magic have taken them away. As for the 1,000 magic veins, Bishu's Henjin and the two major forces behind Lingxiao split them in half, and the two also agreed. With a mountain gate as the boundary, the west of the secret realm belongs to Kanglin Bahe sect, and the east of the secret realm belongs to Ling's family. In the following days, Kanglin's Henjin returned to Kanglin's secret realm and brought back several formation masters from Kanglin Bahe sect to enter Zhuangzi's secret realm. Those array masters also began to use array methods to refine the 500 magic veins belonging to Kanglin Bahe sect in the secret realm into spiritual veins. Ling Changsha borrowed a few array masters from Bishu's Henren because the family's Bihurongxiuxin world was still in chaos with monsters and beasts, and it was difficult to spare manpower. He also tempered half of the 500 magic veins belonging to the Ling family in the secret realm into spiritual veins. In this way, the number of spiritual veins and magic veins of the Ling family in this place is more than 250, and the two are also more than 250, half and half. Ling Changsha is going to make this secret realm another retreat for the family. With more than 250 spiritual veins, if the Ling family has cultivators entering this place in the future, they can also practice spiritual energy. The more than 250 magic veins will be used to cultivate demon corpses or converted into ghost veins in the future. In addition, he is also going to move some of the family's third-level spiritual veins to this secret realm in the future. After all, there are only first-level and second-level spiritual veins in the secret realm, and the spiritual energy is thin, which is difficult to supply for giant and cultivators to practice. After finishing these things, Ling Changsha went to the fire dragon sect established by Ling Pengyun, a family fire cultivator, and Mingshu Sea, one of the two seas under the command of the Yuanying Force Mingshu sect in the boundless sea cultivation world. And the Shanhaijin clan branch in the Muiyan Sea, one of the two seas under the command of the Yuanying Force Muiyan Xianzong. Before, the 1,000 clansmen with good potential that Yi and Longyang Jiao and brought from the family were placed in these two branches. 500 people were settled in each of the two branches. This time when he came, he summoned this group of clansmen again, and selected 500 clansmen who were older or good at spiritual plants and corpse control, and sent them to the Zhuanzhu secret realm to take care of the 250 spiritual veins and 250 demon veins belonging to the family in the Zhuanzhu secret realm. Maximize the benefits of these ghost veins and spiritual veins. At this time, to the east of the Zhuanzhu secret realm, deep on the top of a mountain with rich spiritual energy, 3 figures stood. Uncle Pengyun, I am not good at spiritual plants, but in terms of spiritual plants alone, you are superior to the other 500 clansmen in this secret realm. You should worry about and supervise the matter of our clansmen planting spiritual plants on the spiritual veins and ghost veins in this secret realm, Ling Changsha said to the middle-aged man in front of him, who had half-white hair, wore a Ling family Taoist robe, and had a kind face. Chapter 1005 Secret Realm Manager. This middle-aged man is Ling Pengyun, an old member of the family. He is of the same generation as Ling Pengyun. He is also one of the first batch of foundation-building cultivators in the early years of the family, and one of the few second-level spiritual plants in the early years of the family. At the same time, he is also the father of Ling Pengyun, the great elder of the family who has entered the Jiandan realm. He is also the grandfather of Ling Wenhu, the only son of Ling Pengyun who founded the Beiling sect branch with Ling Pengyun's grandson Ling Wenhun in this Hongzhouxiuxin world. In the early years, when the family was short of manpower and there were many territories, he managed the old territory in the Bailingman territory alone for a period of time. However, later, when the family had enough manpower, he gave up the tedious job of managing the territory. He really didn't like this kind of affairs, so he asked the family for an idle job to help the family take care of some spiritual plants. And over the past 100 years, Ling Pengyun's cultivation has reached the 9th level of foundation building with the help of many resources, and he is only a hair's breadth away from entering the perfect foundation building stage. It's just a pity that Ling Pengyun is already old, nearly 200 years old, and has no chance to break through to the golden core. He has already given up on this idea. At this age, he has long exceeded the best age to break through to the golden core. Even the family's superior Lingxiao Maturation Technique that can increase the age of breaking through to the realm can hardly change anything. For this reason, he has focused on the spiritual plant in recent years. Perhaps because of this, Ling Pengyun has made great progress in the spiritual plant, and has even reached the quasi-3rd level. According to Ling Pengyun's early evaluation, if Ling Pengyun is given another 50 years, maybe Ling Pengyun's spiritual plant can really reach the quasi-3rd level. Ling Pengyun said this 40 years ago, and there are only 10 years left before the 50-year limit. And Ling Pengyun's Taoist partner Wen Nianling, who is good at refining tools, also has 20 or 30 years of life. His cultivation has reached the 9th level of foundation building, and his refining tools have also reached the 2nd level upper level. After all, the couple has the support of the Ling family, and they have the help of the countless ancestors' experience in the family's high-level spiritual plants and refining heritage, as well as the guidance of high-level 100 arts practitioners, so the speed of improving the level of 100 arts is naturally fast. The management of spiritual plants is my job, you can rest assured to leave it to me. By the way, Qingshi, what are your plans next? After Ling Pengyun agreed to Ling Qingshi's previous matter, he asked another question. The northern wilderness immortal cultivation world is still in chaos. Before I brought Uncle Pengyun and you to the boundless sea, my father repeatedly told me not to return to the family, so I plan to go to the Jin family branch on the mountain and sea islands in the future, and use the third-level spiritual veins of the Jin family branch to practice and improve my cultivation as soon as possible. Maybe when my cultivation is high, when the family encounters a real crisis, I can change some things. Ling Pengyun nodded and secretly breathed a sigh of relief. It's good to have a plan. The future of our group of people is in your hands. You need to think twice before you act. He also knew that Ling Pengyun sent Ling Qingshi to bring him and thousands of other clansmen to the Wubian Sea to cultivate immortals in order to preserve the family's flame. And Ling Qingshi was the person selected by Ling Pengyun to fight the tripod in the future. If Ling Qingshi had no plan for the future, the group of potential seedlings from the family to the Wubian Sea would be finished. Uncle Pengyun. Ling Qingshi nodded. Then, he chatted with Ling Pengyun for a few more words, and then he left this secret realm. Then he sent Long Jiao and back to the Bihongxiuxin realm to inform the Ling family and the family about the Yinzhu secret realm. After doing this, he went to the Shanhai Jin family branch in the Muigan Sea under the Muigan Immortal sect. The Jin family branch's station, Shanhai Island, has a spiritual vein of the peak level of the third order lower grade. For this reason, the spiritual energy of this island is also extremely rich, which is completely enough to support Ling Qingshi's cultivation. At the same time, the northern wilderness immortal cultivation world. Yan State. Deep in the Bayun Mountains that stretches for 1,000,000 miles. The Bayun city known as the border city of Yan State, on a city wall. A plump young female cultivator looked at the countless monsters outside the city, and saw the dragon among those monsters, with a look of worry between her brows. After a while, she walked to Ling Pengyun, who was controlling several magic weapons to stop several giant monsters from the outside world, and asked twice with a worried look on her face. Dad, when will this beast tide end? If it keeps dragging on like this, will it bring about a bigger disaster? Ling Pengyun, who was concentrating on the battle, heard this and deliberately split some of his mind to answer the young female cultivator. The beast tide has lasted for more than a year. Judging from the current situation and the actions of the upper echelons, this beast tide should be over soon. A bigger disaster should not happen. Don't worry, kid. I asked you to follow your brother before, but you didn't want to. Why worry about it now? However, if a big disaster really happens, your cultivation level is not enough. You have participated in the battle to defend the city for more than a year, and you have enough combat experience. You should stop defending the city and go to the city to practice. By the way, Li Hao, you should also call him. The young female cultivator was Ling Pengyun's youngest daughter Ling Qingshan. Before, Ling Pengyun had planned to let Ling Qingshan follow Ling Qingshi to the branch in the boundless sea, but Ling Qingshan was afraid that she would never see her parents again after this separation, so she refused to go to the boundless sea to cultivate immortals. Ling Pengyun and Yan Xie had no choice but to let Ling Qingshan do what she wanted. After hearing this, Ling Qingshan's face became more solemn and she felt more stressed. She nodded. I know, Dad. Dad, you should be more careful when guarding the city. Ling Pengyun smiled when he heard this, and then he said with a smile. How can you talk to Dad with such a mature tone? Go and practice. Ling Qingshan nodded lightly, but there was still some worry in her eyes when she looked at Ling Pengyun. She bowed to Ling Pengyun, then went to the side to find Yan Xie, and told Yan Xie to pay attention to the danger. After Yan Xie agreed, she felt relieved. Then, she found Ling Lihao, who was among a group of Ling family cultivators on another wall, and called him back to a cave in the city to practice. In a cave. This time, I don't want to enter the third level of foundation building directly, as long as I can enter the peak of the second level of foundation building. Ling Qingshan muttered to herself with a fighting look on her face. Then, she closed her eyes and began to practice. In another cave, the handsome scholar Ling Lihao recalled the wealth and combat experience he had gained from following his clansmen to defend the city in the past year, and he couldn't help but show a bit of joy between his eyebrows. My foundation is solid, and this time I can try to break through the 6th level of foundation building during my retreat. At this time, Ling Pengyun, who was still standing on the city wall, glanced at Ling Changxin's departing figure, and a figure appeared between his eyebrows. I don't know what happened when Qingshi took people to the boundless sea to cultivate immortals. A few months later, Longyun Jiaowang successfully returned to Yan State and told Ling Pengyun about Ling Changshi's discovery of the Zhuanzhu secret realm and his successful cooperation with Kanglin Bahai sect to occupy the secret realm. Ling Pengyun was immediately overjoyed. According to Longyun Jiaowang's description, the Zhuanzhu secret realm is not a secret realm like the Beiyang secret realm that has completely fallen into the endless void and can only be entered at a specific time. It is a secret realm that can be entered at any time and can be lived in by cultivators all the time. This kind of treasure land is a great help to the Ling family now. In this way, even if the demon race Holy Land Black Dragon Lake appears in the future and stirs up the situation in this world of immortal cultivation, the family can have an extra way out. Ling Pengyun was secretly happy. Then, he said to Longyun Jiaowang, "Brother Longyun, thank you for this secret realm. Otherwise my son would not have such an opportunity." Longyun Jiaowang said, "That's fine. After all, protecting little friend Ling was exchanged for an opportunity you gave me, Brother Ling. But I didn't take the land and magic veins in the Zhuanzhu secret realm. You have to compensate me for something." Chapter 1006 Transaction. In the early years, when Ling Pengyun was looking for a 4th level formation for Longyun Jiaowang to resist the Yuanying tribulation thunder, Longyun Jiaowang promised Ling Pengyun that he could help him 3 times in the future. At the beginning of the monster rebellion, Longyun Jiaowang protected Ling Changsha and resisted the old dragon Mo Yi, which consumed an opportunity. This time, escorting mortals to the branch of the Boundless Sea area and the matter of the Zhuanzhu secret realm was considered a waste of an opportunity. In the future, Longyun Jiaowang will help Ling Pengyun once more, and the two will be even. Ling Pengyun's expression moved slightly when he heard this. According to the letter that Ling Changsha asked Longyun Jiaowang to bring back, Longyun Jiaowang did contribute a lot to the matter of the Zhuanzhu secret realm, and he should get a share of the property. However, according to what Ling Changsha said, Ling Changsha also proposed to give some of the magic veins or land in the Zhuanzhu secret realm to Longyun Jiaowang, but Longyun Jiaowang refused. Ling Changsha guessed that it was probably because the Dragon Abyss Jiao King was afraid of the other owner of the mysterious Pearl secret realm, the Kanglin Bahai sect. After all, the Bishu's engine of this sect was extremely powerful, and the sect also had a more powerful sect master, Kanglin's engine. Even if the Dragon Abyss Jiao King got the mysterious Pearl secret realm, he would not dare to send Jialong or Jiamang to manage it. Who knows if the Kanglin Bahai sect would kill him? Of course, the Dragon Abyss Jiao King had a large area of land in the Beiyang secret realm, which was safer for the demon clan, and he probably didn't like the demon veins in the mysterious Pearl secret realm. For various reasons, Ling Pengyun did not refuse the request of the Dragon Abyss Jiao King, but asked, "What does Brother Longyun want?" The Dragon Abyss Jiao said cunningly, "Of course it's the territory of the White Shadow secret realm. I wonder if Brother Ling can give some more territory to my clan. I don't want much. Your clan got 500 magic veins in the mysterious Pearl secret realm. I will divide it equally. Brother Ling, can you replace it with 250 spirit veins in the White Shadow secret realm?" Ling Pengyun hesitated for a moment and nodded. "Okay, but you have to teach some of my clan's dragons to practice the 100 Treasures Dragon Mystery Technique until they can successfully upgrade their dragon blood to the 4th grade. The 100 Treasures Dragon Mystery Technique is the magical power of the White Shadow Lake Dragon Clan, where the Dragon King Longyun is located. Several decades ago, Ling Pengyun asked for it and gave it to the dragons in the clan to practice. Only dragons can practice this technique, and through this technique, plus countless spiritual objects, the dragons can slowly temper the strength of their own dragon blood, and it also has a slight effect of strengthening the body. The causal relationships involved were cut off one by the family's giant ghost cultivator's Tongshan Lingbao ghost fairy lamp with secret methods. Longyun Jiaowang exclaimed in surprise. "Does your clan have other Jialongs? No wonder I smelled some Jialong scent on your son. However, it is too difficult to teach those Jialongs in your clan to practice the Beibao Longsun technique and increase their blood strength to the 4th grade. I don't know how strong the blood of those Jialongs in your clan is now, and how they are progressing and practicing those Beibeao techniques. Moreover, from what you said, Brother Ling, there are still many Jialongs in your clan. I am not sure if I can increase the blood strength of many Jialongs to the 4th grade. If the number of spiritual veins given by Dao Yao is multiplied several times, it will be about the same. At that time, even if I use my dragon blood to help those Jialongs in your clan increase their blood strength to the 4th grade, it will be no problem. Ling Pengyun smiled and said, "You and I both know how valuable the spirit veins are, so don't play it by ear. If you are willing to help my clan, the last chance to make a move that you owe me, Brother Long Yuan, will be granted, and my clan will also give me the 250 spirit veins in the White Shadow Secret Realm. But the deadline for completing this matter must be quick, preferably within 10 years. If not, then the last chance to make a move will be granted, and Brother Dao will only get 250 spirit veins from my clan in the White Shadow Secret Realm." When the Dragon Abyss Jiao King heard this, his body trembled. The 2 previous times it helped Ling Pengyun, it encountered a lot of crises. First it was the old Jiao Moyi, and then it was the old demon Zhang Rinli and other giant and perfect demon cultivators. God knows what kind of dangerous things Ling Pengyun will use the last chance to make it do in the future. Now, seeing that Ling Pengyun so easily agreed to this last chance to make a move, just to let it help guide the Jialongs in the Ling clan to practice the Beibeao technique, it naturally had no reason not to agree. 10 years is a bit too fast, but since we have a good relationship, I will help you. I will definitely teach your Jialong to practice the Beibeao technique and improve the strength of your bloodline. Ling Pengyun smiled, but did not take the good relationship seriously. Afterwards, Ling Pengyun asked Long Jiaoang to lurk in the dark and help watch Baiyun City, while he himself left the Baiyun Mountains and rushed to the Jiamang Lake branch of Bailingmen in the hinterland of Yan State, which had a dragon vein. Since he obtained the Yin-Yang Taichu essence and the 5 elements golden pill, his speed in performing escape techniques has reached an extremely terrifying level. In just over half a day, he crossed more than 100 miles of territory and arrived at the Jiamang Lake branch. During the period of the monster beast chaos, this place was also attacked by a nearby giant and monster tribe, but the monster tribe that attacked this place was not strong. This group of monsters was the same as the group of monster beasts that attacked Baiyun City in the Baiyun Mountains, and they were all unwilling to contribute. There is another golden elixir puppet in the Jiamang Lake branch. This also makes the situation of Jiamang Lake relatively good, and there is no danger of being breached. And this time, the one guarding this place during the monster rebellion is a disciple that Lingfu patriarch accepted more than 100 years ago. It is said that this person is an orphan, with no name or surname, and only a nickname Lingmo. Although his life experience is miserable, his aptitude is particularly good. This person not only has a double spiritual root, but also has a very high attainment in the way of talismans. Otherwise, Lingfu patriarch, who is good at spiritual talismans, would not have accepted him as a personal disciple to cultivate. After more than 100 years, Lingmo's cultivation has also reached the state of perfect foundation building. He is also a veteran 2nd level upper grade talisman maker, and a golden elixir seedling of the Jiamang Lake branch. The Lingfu patriarch also intended to cultivate this person into golden elixir. According to what Ling Pengyun had talked about before, the Lingfu patriarch planned to kill a group of monsters and earn some resources after the monster beast chaos, so that he could get 1 or 2 golden elixir spiritual objects for his disciple Lingmo to assist him in forming the elixir. He wanted to protect his family and add a helper to himself. It was also a way of using him. In addition, the 2 sons of Qingshi, a good friend of Ling Pengyun in his early years, and the descendants of several other good friends assisted Lingmo in guarding Jiamang Lake. Through the blessing of their ancestors, this group of descendants now have reached the middle and late stages of foundation building. They are now the backbone of the Jiamang Lake branch of the Lingfu patriarch. Because of their fathers, they are highly valued by the Lingfu patriarch and have a promising future. Relying on his relationship with the Lingfu patriarch, Ling Pengyun easily entered the Jiamang Lake branch, and under the personal leadership of Lingmo, he entered the dragon cave where the underground dragon vein of Jiamang Island was located deep in Jiamang Lake. I haven't been here for decades, and the spiritual energy here is getting richer. I'm afraid it won't be long before the dragon vein here can reach the level of the 3rd level middle grade. I'm afraid your sect has invested a lot of spiritual objects in cultivating the dragon vein here over the years. As soon as Ling Pengyun entered the dragon cave, He felt a large amount of pure spiritual energy coming at him. He also asked Ling Mo, who was actually leading the way in front of him and was afraid that Ling Pengyun would destroy the dragon vein here. Although Ling Mo was over 100 years old, he still looked young because he took some special anti-aging pills in his early years. He looked like a young Taoist priest, with a bit of immortality. He looked more well-behaved, like a boy next door, and had a good face. Chapter 1007 Family Dragon Situation. Ling Mo heard the words of Ling Pengyun, the powerful giant's Henren, and quickly replied. In reply to what Elder Ling said, our sect does attach great importance to the dragon veins here. After all, the dragon veins here are of extraordinary value. The higher the grade of the dragon veins here, the stronger the dragon energy produced by the dragon veins. This is also helpful for the cultivation of our sect's guardian spirit beast, the blue jade water flood dragon. Ling Pengyun said with a smile. That's true, but in this case, the dragons of our clan are enjoying the benefits of your sect's blue jade water flood dragon. Ling Mo smiled apologetically after hearing this. Senior, you are joking. It is an honor for our sect that the noble dragons can come to our sect's dragon cave. Ling Pengyun smiled, and he liked Ling Fu Elder Ling Mo, the disciple who spoke well. Then, he said no more and walked into the dragon cave in front of him. This dragon cave is actually a huge cave deep underground. In the center of the cave, there was a blue-scaled water dragon that was 70 or 80 feet long. This dragon was the blue jade water dragon that protected the Bailing sect. Beside it, there were 3 foundation building stage dragons crawling, with half-dragon bodies. There was also a golden elixir level yellow-scaled earth dragon that was more than 40 feet long. However, the situation of this earth dragon was not very good. For some unknown reason, there were dozens of special iron chains passing through the bones in its body, fixing it to the ground. Its breath was also particularly weak, and it looked like it was seriously injured. Its cultivation level was hovering between the early stage of the golden elixir and the foundation building, and it looked like it was about to drop the golden elixir. At this time, this dragon seemed to have noticed Ling Pengyun's arrival. Its weak eyes looked at Ling Pengyun. When it felt a monstrous aura on Ling Pengyun, fear appeared in its eyes unconsciously. But when it looked at its current situation, these fears disappeared in an instant. Now it is actually no different from death. Your sect has good means. It is not easy to maintain the cultivation of this earth dragon as a blood bank for so many years. Ling Pengyun looked at the earth dragon and said, there is no other way. After all, if you want to promote the growth of dragon grass on this dragon vein, you need the blood of dragons. Our sect is reluctant to take blood from the ancestor of the blue jade water dragon, the guardian spirit beast of the clan. We can only spend a lot of money to maintain the cultivation of this earth dragon from falling into the golden elixir. But in this matter, the senior family has actually contributed a lot. In recent years, many high-level spirit objects have been produced to slow down the decline of the earth dragon's cultivation. Otherwise, it would be difficult to do this with the financial resources of our sect alone. Ling Mo answered honestly and complimented the Ling family where Ling Pengyun was. This earth dragon was the spirit beast under the seed of the spirit formation ancestor who was driven out of the Bailing sect in the early years and later went to the boundless sea to establish a golden elixir family in the world of immortal cultivation. During the last monster rebellion, the Lingxiao patriarch and his grandson Mo Qiangqiu, who had entered the golden core realm, launched a surprise attack on the giant man lake. However, this attempt failed, and the earth dragon of the Lingxiao patriarch was captured alive by the Ling family and the Bailing men. In order to maximize their profits, the 2 major forces used the blood of this earth dragon to promote the growth of the dragon grass on this dragon vein, or to speed up the growth of the dragon grass. Afterwards, this grass was used to cultivate monsters to transform into dragons. I really don't know about this. It seems that I can't stay in seclusion for a long time like before. I have to understand the family's internal affairs. Ling Pengyun smiled. As for the dragon vein here, the Ling family used resources to upgrade the grade because the dragon energy here is enough for the foundation building dragons of the Ling family. There is no reason for the Ling family to spend resources in vain to upgrade the dragon vein here. On the contrary, the Bailing sect's guardian spirit beast, the blue jade dragon, had too high a cultivation level, which was why it lacked dragon energy. The Bailing sect had no other choice but to improve the dragon veins here, otherwise it would definitely affect the cultivation speed of the blue jade dragon, which had extraordinary qualifications. Then, Ling Pengyun's eyes were fixed on the Bailing sect's guardian water dragon. After 100 years, the dragon's bloodline strength had reached the 4th grade realm, and its cultivation level had also been raised from the peak of the early Jinden stage to the 5th level Jinden stage. This dragon's cultivation speed is really fast. Ling Pengyun sighed in his heart with a little envy. At this time, the blue jade water dragon, which was absorbing the dragon energy in the dragon cave here to temper the dragon bloodline in its body, seemed to have noticed Ling Pengyun's gaze, stopped practicing, opened his eyes, and looked at Ling Pengyun. At first, it was somewhat hostile. After all, if it weren't for Ling Pengyun and other people of the Ling family, the dragon energy produced by the dragon vein here would be its own, or the 3 descendants of it around it, so why would it need to share it with the Ling family's dragons here? However, when it felt the overwhelming aura of Ling Pengyun, its anger suddenly vented. It saw that Ling Mo, the disciple of Ling Fu patriarch, was following Ling Pengyun at this time, and Ling Pengyun was not hostile, so it pretended to know nothing and continued to close its eyes, absorbing the dragon energy here and practicing in seclusion. Ling Pengyun didn't pay much attention to this blue jade water dragon, and went straight to a cliff deep in the dragon cave. On this cliff, there are 3 huge caves. These 3 caves are extremely deep, and the bottom cannot be seen. There are also several terrifying auras and rich dragon aura in them. Come out. Ling Pengyun said lightly to the 3 deep caves. After waiting for a while, 3 golden dragons covered with the golden scales, a dragon couple, and a pseudo-earthworm that looked like an earthworm but had dragon scales and a bulge on its forehead crawled out of the 3 caves. The first 3 golden dragons were 3 of the 4 golden dragons under Ling Qingsha, the son of Ling Pengyun. The dragon couple were the eldest of the 4 dragons under Ling Qingsha, the most talented, Jinda, and Ling Pengyun's early spiritual beast, the earthworm. As for the pseudo-earthworm, it was the first offspring of Jinda and Ling Pengyun's mother earthworm. This pseudo-earthworm was given to Ling Chengping by Ling Pengyun in his early years. Under Ling Chengping's training, this pseudo-earthworm, which had some dragon blood and good talent, had entered the realm of perfect foundation building and was close to the golden elixir. That's why its owner Ling Chengping sent this fake earth dragon earthworm to this dragon cave, hoping that this fake earth dragon earthworm could use the dragon energy here and the family's middle-level magical power, the 100 Treasures Dragon Mystery Technique, to transform into dragon as soon as possible, so that this dragon earthworm can use the dragon's body to increase the probability of impacting the golden elixir. The other 3 golden dragons and the golden mother earth dragon earthworm couple have already transformed into dragons. Their cultivation has also been perfected, close to the golden elixir, and they have already had the opportunity to impact the golden elixir. But whether it is Ling Qingsha's 4 golden dragons or Ling Pengyun's mother earth dragon earthworm, they are all extraordinary talents. Ling Pengyun has great expectations for them, and they have their own plans for the future. They also plan to increase the strength of their own dragon blood to the 4th grade before making a breakthrough. However, they are not taking the ordinary path of breaking through the golden elixir with the help of spiritual objects, but taking the path of breaking through alone. After all, the 4 golden dragons had rare twin spirits. Even if their dragon blood was only of the 5th rank, they were already as strong as dragons of the same rank with 3rd rank blood in terms of impacting the golden elixir. Now, they had a 15% chance of impacting the golden elixir. Chapter 1008, The End of the Monster Rebellion. Although the female earth dragon earthworm was a little inferior, Ling Pengyun had brought her a breath of yin and yang primordial energy in her early years, which only increased the strength of her meridians and sea of consciousness. If she also had the 5th grade dragon bloodline, she would naturally have a 10% chance of reaching the golden elixir. Whether it was the 4 golden dragons or the female earth dragon earthworm, their dragon bloodline could reach the 4th grade realm, so their chances of reaching the golden elixir with their physique alone in the future would be increased by 0.5%. In addition, they had all practiced a high-level bodybuilding and consciousness training methods of the Ling family that were suitable for demon beasts over the years, which basically increased their chances by another 10%. In total, whether it was Ling Qingsha's 4 golden dragons or Ling Pengyun's female earth dragon earthworm, if everything went well, their chances of reaching the golden elixir alone in the future would be at least between 25% and 30%. This success probability was considered good. As for increasing the strength of the dragon bloodline, they naturally grasped it. With the help of the dragon veins here and the family's middle-level magical power, the 100 Treasures Dragon Mystery Art, it is a foregone conclusion that their bloodline strength will reach the 4th level. But it will take a long time. The Black Dragon Lake. The holy land of the demon race and the northern wilderness immortal cultivation realm is about to appear. In desperation, Ling Pengyun wanted to ask the Dragon Abyss Dragon King, whose dragon bloodline is as strong as the second level, to guide the family's dragons to comprehend 100 treasures dragon mystery art as soon as possible, so that they can quickly improve and upgrade their bloodline to the 4th level as soon as possible. After he briefly told the 4 golden dragons and the female earthworm, he looked at the 2nd generation of dragon pseudo-earthworm with an envious look on his face. Since you are here, it is also your blessing. You can come with me. The pseudo-earthworm, who is a 2nd generation of dragons, immediately thanked Ling Pengyun repeatedly and roared a few times. Ling Pengyun waved his hand, and then raised his hand to put the 4 golden dragons, 1 earth-covering dragon earthworm, and 1 pseudo-earth-covering dragon earthworm into several spirit beast bags that had been prepared long ago. He also left the dragon cave and returned to a desolate valley in the Bayun Mountains of the front line. Before, he met the Dragon King Lingxiao here. The Dragon King Lingxiao had been waiting here for a long time. When it saw that Ling Pengyun brought 4 golden dragons, a rare earth-covering dragon earthworm, and a special pseudo-earth-covering dragon earthworm that was half a dragon, it was also shocked. You know, even the dragon clan of Bayang Lake in the Bayang secret realm under its command has only accumulated for tens of thousands of years, and there are only a dozen dragons. And this is accumulated with countless wealth, and countless snakes and pythons. Brother Ling, the number of dragons in your clan is too much? There are even rare earth-covering dragon earthworms and a pseudo-earth-covering dragon earthworm. The Dragon King Lingxiao exclaimed. It was just an opportunity in the early years. I'll leave these dragons of my clan to you, brother. You can just look after this pseudo-earth-covering dragon earthworm. It doesn't count as part of our 4th grade dragon agreement. As long as this pseudo-earth-covering dragon earthworm with only half dragon blood can turn into a dragon, it'll be fine. Ling Pengyun didn't want to say more about this. He wouldn't be stupid enough to blow up his family. He knew a place with dragon veins. Once this matter was revealed, I'm afraid that Lingxiao Jiaowang would directly attack the Jiamang Lake branch of Bailingman and snatch the 3rd grade inferior dragon vein. In the future, it will be difficult for Ling's dragons and F dragons to cultivate with the help of dragon veins. Okay. Lingxiao Jiaowang also agreed to Ling Pengyun's proposal. Afterwards, the two chatted for a few more words, and Ling Pengyun left here and returned to the nearby border city of Bayun City to take charge. Time passed slowly. 2 years passed in the blink of an eye. The monster rebellion also lasted for 3 years. At the end of the 3rd year, whether it was the more than 2 million monsters that besieged the border city of Bayun City in Yan State, or the monsters that invaded Yan State, or the monsters in other areas of the northern wilderness cultivation world, they all retreated like a tide and returned to the vast marsh of the northern wilderness cultivation world. The Yuanying's engine of the 3 major immortal gates and the other 3 ordinary Yuanying forces in the northern wilderness cultivation world also made an appointment with the Yuanying monster king of the vast marsh, and the monster rebellion ended. This news, spread by the 3 major immortal gates, spread throughout the righteous path of the northern wilderness cultivation world in a short time. The righteous cultivators stationed in various places with 10th spirits also ushered in a long-lost peace. The northern wilderness cultivation world, which was in turmoil and war, also restored its prosperity. The cultivators stationed in Bayun City, the border city of Yan State, all dispersed in a short time. Only the Ling family cultivator, the lord of this city, was still counting the gains of this battle in this city. However, this time, the monster rebellion was quite special. It was a battle of paddling. The Ling family cultivators did not gain much. The number of monsters killed was only tens of thousands. Moreover, most of them were low-level monsters. There were only a few foundation-building monsters, and no golden elixir monsters were killed. The profits brought by this batch of monsters, even if they passed through the hands of many Ling family practitioners, were only a few 100,000 spirit stones at most. It can be said to have set a new historical low. It was less than the number of monsters killed by the Ling family in the last monster rebellion. In the last monster rebellion, the Ling family killed hundreds of thousands of monsters and brought millions of profits. But fortunately, the battle situation of this monster rebellion was not fierce, and the many elixirs and talismans distributed by the Ling family to the clan members were not used. In total, the Ling family also made a small profit of tens of thousands of spirit stones in this monster rebellion. But if we look at it from a bigger perspective, The Ling family actually lost money in this monster rebellion. During the 3 years of the monster rebellion, the business of many Ling family markets has become depressed. Therefore, Ling Pengyun and many Ling family Jinden decided to take out a precious spiritual object to put in the family markets to attract popularity and warm up the long-lost market winter. Afterwards, he talked about everything else with the family leaders and planned to leave. Ling Pengyun and other Jinden suddenly sensed the aura of 3 Jinden realm cultivators rushing towards Baiyun City. Ling family Jinden was very familiar with these 3 auras. I didn't expect that fellow Jodeo Aya would come back so soon. Ling Pengyun smiled and then said to everyone, "Let's go and welcome them together." As soon as he finished speaking, Ling Pengyun took a group of Jinden and flew out of a meeting attic in the city, and flew out of Baiyun City. Soon, the 2 sides met in the void outside Baiyun City. The 3 Jinden who came had different looks. The leader was a middle-aged Taoist in green robes. His cultivation was also the highest, close to the 3rd level of Jinden. The other 2 looked like they had just entered the 2nd level of Jinden, a strong man and a sturdy-looking woman in green. When the 3 saw Ling Pengyun and other Ling family Jinden, they bowed and greeted them very politely. "I meet all the Ling family Taoist friends." Ling Pengyun waved his hand very politely. "Thank you for your courtesy. Do you plan to rent a cave in Baiyun City to practice when you come here this time?" Chapter 1009 Guest. The leading Taoist in green robe nodded, took out a huge wolf demon corpse from his storage bag and handed it to Ling Pengyun, saying, "That's right. We are the guests of the Ling family. We left before the monster beast rebellion. Now we come back again. I hope you don't blame us. This is the only Jinden early stage monster beast that the 3 of us killed during this monster beast rebellion. Please accept it, Elder Ling." Seeing that the Taoist in green robe was so polite, Ling Pengyun smiled a little more. "Fellow Taoist Zhou, you are too polite. Before the monster rebellion, you left our clan through formal procedures, and you gave our clan a corpse of an early Jinden monster. In the final analysis, our clan took advantage of you, fellow Taoist Zhou. Now that the 3 of you can continue to come to our clan's Baiyun City to practice, our clan will naturally welcome you. As for the corpse of an early Jinden monster that you have given me, fellow Taoist Zhou, I will not be polite. Because this monster rebellion is special, our clan has not had any Jinden monsters come in. With this corpse, our clan can also use it to create some high-level spiritual objects. I will buy this corpse from you at the market price of 50,000 spirit stones. Do you think it's okay? In addition, my Baiyun City also needs some Jinden guests. Are the 3 fellow Taoists willing to join my Ling family's Baiyun City? The conditions are still the same as before, and there is no rent for the Jinden cave." These 3 Jinden cultivators were the casual cultivators of the Northern Wilderness cultivation world who entered the Jinden realm due to various opportunities after the end of the last 100-year monster beast chaos. Later, because Baiyun City, which has 3 third-level spiritual veins, rented out Jinden realm cultivation caves, the 3 Jinden cultivators were attracted to come. After years of contact, Ling Pengyun, the mayor of Baiyun City, and Ling Pengcheng, who usually manages the city, both felt that the 3 Jinden casual cultivators were of good character. In addition, the market in Baiyun City is getting bigger and bigger. It is already the largest market in Yan State, with a flow of nearly 100,000 people. It is almost a medium-sized market, and there are many Jinden cultivators coming here on weekdays. Ling Pengyun and Ling Pengcheng consider that there are not many Jinden cultivators in Baiyun City. In order to avoid too much unrest in Baiyun City, they decided to recruit the 3 Jinden casual cultivators as guests of Baiyun City. On weekdays, the 3 Jinden casual cultivators need to help Baiyun City manage some order and stay in Baiyun City. The benefit is that the 3 of them can use a Jinden level cultivation cave in Baiyun City for free. The cooperation between the 2 parties has always been good. Over the years, in several large auctions in Baiyun City, some Jindens have had conflicts over the auction items and fought in the market. The 3 Jinden Sanxiu guest officials did not just watch, but decisively resolved the conflicts. It reduced a lot of pressure for Ling Pengyun, the only Ling family Jinden in Baiyun City. Before this monster beast rebellion, the 3 Jinden Sanxiu guest officials wanted to take advantage of this opportunity to snatch a piece of land with a 3rd-level spiritual vein from the monster clan to establish their power and earn more cultivation resources. They left the Ling family guest status and left Baiyun City at the cost of a Jinden early monster corpse. Instead, they went to the Ling family's ice and snow forest land adjacent to the monster clan's land, wanting to snatch a piece of land there to establish their power. In this way, they can become neighbors with a familiar Ling family in the future. If they are in trouble in the future, they can also ask for help from the Ling family. In fact, they have decided that as long as this can be accomplished, they will be attached to the Ling family in the future. When they establish a power, they will become an affiliated power of the Ling family and enjoy the shade under the big tree. Anyway, their intention to establish a power is just to earn more resources for cultivation, not to have any special ambitions. It's just a pity that this monster rebellion is too special. They just happened to encounter the birth of the dragon in the Black Dragon Lake, the sacred place of the Kangming Days monster clan. The righteous way of the entire northern wilderness cultivation world, including these 3 giant in realm casual cultivators, dare not show off at this time, dare not occupy any monster clan territory, so as not to attract the attention of the Black Dragon Lake. As a result, the 3 of them had no gains during this monster rebellion, so they could only go back home and come to Bayun City again, wanting to rent a Jindan cave in Bayun City to practice. After all, Jindan cultivators need extremely huge spiritual energy to practice. In the entire northern wilderness immortal cultivation world, only the Ling clan would rent out caves of the Jindan level because of the large number of 3rd level spiritual veins and the scarcity of Jindan cultivators. The other forces regarded the 3rd level spiritual veins as treasures and would not rent out caves suitable for Jindan cultivators. The eyes of the Taoist in green robe suddenly lit up, and he said quickly, "You are too polite, Elder Ling. It is our honor to be a guest of the nobles. Everything will be done as you say. The 3 of us must help the nobles manage Bayun City with all our strength during our time as guests of the nobles in Bayun City." Ling Pengyun smiled and said, "That's good, then I won't accompany you anymore. As for your entry into Bayun City as guests, you can ask Penguin to handle it." After that, he returned to Bayun City with the other Jindan of the Ling clan and began to deal with the miscellaneous matters after the war. Only Ling Penguin and the 3 Bayun City Jindan loose cultivators were left here. After watching Ling Pengyun and the others leave, the leading green-robed Taoist guest said to Ling Penguin with good intentions, "Fairy Ling, we 3 will bother you in the future." Ling Penguin took out 3 tokens with Bayun written on the front and Ling's on the back from the storage bag and handed them to the green-robed Taoist and the other 3 guests, and said, "Fellow Taoist Joe, you are joking. It is an honor for my Bayun City to have 3 fellow Taoists settle here. These are the tokens for the 3 caves where you 3 Taoists lived in Bayun City before. With these tokens, you can enter them. Let's go. I'll take you on a tour." The green-robed Taoist, who was called Fellow Taoist Joe, took the token and said to Ling Penguin with a smile, "Thank you for the trouble." Ling Penguin nodded and went into the city first. Fellow Taoist Joe, the strong man, and the sturdy female guest followed closely behind. Soon, the 3 of them entered their original caves in the city. After seeing off Ling Penguin, the guide, the 3 of them gathered together again. Fortunately, the Ling family ancestor is easy to talk to, otherwise we would not even have a place to practice in the northern wilderness cultivation world in the future. The sturdy female Jindan guest cultivator said thankfully, "My 2 fellow Taoists, the Ling family ancestor is easy to talk to. But since we are still the Ling family's guests, we still need to keep the matter of Bayun City in mind, otherwise we will provoke the Ling family's anger and be driven away. It's all over. Don't forget, the 3 of us are all independent cultivators. Once one of us provokes the Ling family, I'm afraid the Ling family will no longer treat the other 2 kindly." Zhou Daoyao, who has the highest cultivation level, reminded. Chapter 1010 What Ling Pengchang Wants. The other 2 Jindan guests understood the seriousness of the matter, and they immediately nodded and agreed to it. They didn't want to be driven away by the Ling family. By then, it would be difficult for them to survive, and it would be difficult to find a high-level spiritual place to practice. Most of the righteous forces in the northern wilderness Zeuxan world have extremely high requirements for recruiting guests, and even have freedom restrictions, which is not as good as Ling's. This is also the reason why they were willing to pay spirit stones and come to Ling's Bayun City to rent a cave for cultivation in the early years. And at this moment, under the spread of the Ling family, the Lord of Bayun City, the 10,000 or 20,000 casual cultivators who were summoned by the major forces of Yan State to garrison in Bayun City due to the chaos of monsters also learned that in another month, Ling's family will hold a very grand auction here. It is said that there will be a large number of foundation-building spiritual objects among them. For this reason, 90% of the casual cultivators stayed in this market. Only a few casual cultivators left the city for various reasons. On the other side, on a huge square in Bayun City, there are hundreds of flying boats, and the lowest grade is the second-grade flying boat. Even the third-grade lower-grade large flying boat of the Ling family is here. During the Monster Beast Rebellion, more than 10,000 clansmen who participated in the battle to defend the city also gathered in the square and boarded different flying boats, preparing to leave Bayun City. After all, Bayun City is so small that it does not need so many people to manage it. These people were not in Bayun City before, but had jobs in other territories of the Ling family. They gathered here only because of the Monster Beast Rebellion. Now that the rebellion is over, they should return to their respective places of work to start making a living and seeking the Tao. During this period, all the golden elixirs of the Ling family gathered in a loft next to the square. In addition, there are also a group of Ling family foundation building cultivators here. They are Ling Pengyun, a perfect foundation building cultivator who usually assists Ling Pengyun, the lord of Bayun City, in managing Bayun City. There are also the first 6 sons of the Ling family, the earth-based magic cultivator Ling Wanderl who is now at the foundation building level, the battle madman Ling Wanlian who is an alchemist in his early years but loved fighting, the genius of the magic corpse Ling Libing, and the genius of beast control Ling Lihu. This group of people are the closest to the existence of the golden elixir among the Ling family's golden elixir seedlings, and their cultivation has reached a high level of perfect foundation building. Of course, there are also many resources provided by the Ling family. At the same time, this group of people are also the backbone of the Ling family at present. They all hold important positions in the Ling family. They are either in charge of a piece of land or serve as deputy hall masters or even hall masters in various halls of the family. They have great power and are highly respected in the family. However, when facing the family's golden elixir ancestors, these people put their status very low. First, most of the family's golden elixir ancestors are of higher seniority than them. Second, many of them have a favor for them. At this time, Ling Pengyun simply told Ling Pengyun and others about the speculation that the Black Dragon Lake would appear in the world, and then spoke. It won't be long before the Black Dragon Lake will truly appear in the world, and the Northern Wilderness Immortal Cultivation world will also be in chaos. With the current strength of the family, it is simply difficult to protect ourselves. The family can't wait for you for much longer. You must quickly practice the family's techniques of tempering the consciousness and meridians, and cultivate the golden elixir consciousness and golden elixir meridians to increase the success rate of the impact on the golden elixir. In the future, you don't need to take care of family affairs anymore. Just concentrate on cultivating in the family. The family will provide you with enough resources. Do you understand? After these words came out, Ling Pengyun and others' faces became solemn. They didn't dare to ask more, and immediately said that they understood. Seeing this, Ling Pengyun nodded with satisfaction, and called Ling Pengyun and others back. However, Ling Pengyun stopped where he was and stayed. He looked hesitant, as if he had something to say, but he didn't say it for a long time. Seeing this, Ling Pengyun was a little surprised and asked, "Brother Pengyun, do you have anything to say? If you do, just say it." Ling Pengyun's face became more hesitant after hearing this. After a long while, he let out a long sigh, his face became more helpless, and then he spoke. "Brother Pengyun, ancestors, I am old, over 200 years old, the same age as Brother Pengyun. Even though I have taken many things to increase my lifespan over the years, and I still have 40 to 50 years left, my blood and ki have already begun to weaken. If I delay for some time, it will also affect my impact on the golden elixir. My comprehension is weak. Even if I am given a few more decades, I am afraid that it will be difficult for me to cultivate the spiritual consciousness and meridians of the golden elixir realm through the family's techniques of tempering the spiritual consciousness and tempering the meridians. I want to settle for the second best and adopt the method of refining the monster's golden elixir and condensing the fake elixir to get a glimpse of the golden elixir. I hope you can help me." After saying this, he knelt on the ground. No need for such a big gift. Seeing this, Ling Pengyun immediately sent out a spiritual power to help the old man who had been working diligently for the family. As for what Ling Pengyun just said, he was a little entangled. Ling Pengyun's cultivation aptitude is actually quite good. Although he only has 3 spiritual roots, he is very sensitive to spiritual energy, which helps his cultivation speed. For this reason, his cultivation speed is considered the best among the 3 spiritual roots, comparable to the cultivation speed of ordinary double spiritual roots. Moreover, he has already entered the perfect foundation building stage, and his foundation is very solid. If he succeeds in the future, he will have a high probability of condensing a middle-level golden elixir and have the opportunity to enter the late stage of the golden elixir. Ling Pengyun was also very optimistic about this fellow brother. Pengyun, what do you think about this? The family patriarch Ling Yunhong, who was standing aside, was a little unsure and threw this difficult question to Ling Pengyun. During the 3 years of this monster rebellion, although Ling Yunhong spent most of his time refining pills, he received a notice a month ago that the monster clan might prepare for a decisive battle. After refining a furnace of pills, he came out of retreat. But who would have thought that the final decisive battle did not come, and this monster rebellion ended very easily. What Brother Peng Cheng has considered, that he is old and starting to lose energy and blood, is indeed a serious matter. The matter of impacting the golden elixir should indeed be brought forward. Condensing a fake elixir is an inferior option. There are still many golden elixir spiritual objects in the family. In recent years, the family's spiritual plants that can breed golden elixir have also produced a batch of good ordinary golden elixir spiritual objects. If we put them together, we should be able to get 3 ordinary golden elixir spiritual objects whose effects will not conflict with each other. In this way, Peng Cheng will have a 30% chance of entering the golden elixir. Let Brother Peng Cheng try to condense the golden elixir with the spiritual objects first. If it doesn't work, condensing a fake elixir can be used as a backup. Ling Pengyun said with a frown. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 1011, Plan to Build a Tribe. Brother Pengyun, this method consumes too many ordinary level giant spiritual objects. Once I make this special case, the rest of the clan will definitely be interested. And 3 ordinary level giant spiritual objects are worth at least 900,000 spiritual stones on the market. If I fail to break through the giant in this time, these 3 giant spiritual objects worth more than 900,000 spiritual stones will be wasted. The family can't afford the loss. Ling Pengyun, who was kneeling on the ground, heard this, and although his heart was warm, his dull eyes also regained some color, but he didn't dare to agree to this matter, but spoke out. When ordinary clan members of the family break through the giant, although they can also get support from the family's giant spiritual objects, they can only apply to the family for 1 ordinary giant spiritual object and 2 second-class giant spiritual objects. These 3 objects added together are equivalent to the value of 2 ordinary giant spiritual objects, which can only increase the probability of a cultivator breaking through the giant by 20%. There are very few giant of the Peng generation in my clan. I am protecting my fellow clan members to achieve giant. Who dares to be interested? With your qualifications, the probability of achieving giant is not small. There are risks in the matter of impacting giant. Just go all out. I believe in you. This matter is settled. Ling Pengyun was slightly touched and said. Ling Pengcheng's body trembled. Looking at Ling Pengyun's eyes with infinite expectations, he already understood Ling Pengyun's determination. Seeing this scene, clan leader Ling Yunhong looked at the hall here. He saw the other family giants, but he didn't see a Yun giant of the same age. He couldn't help feeling a little lonely. After a long sigh, he was the first to speak. I support Pengyun's idea. Peng Cheng's cultivation qualifications are worth the family's investment. Ling Pengyun, the only other Peng giant here, also spoke at this time, and his attitude was extremely tough. I also support the idea of Brother Pengyun. There are indeed not many giant of my Peng generation. Although there are still 2 giant of the Peng generation in the family, Ling Pengyun, who is in the Falstan realm, and Ling Pengyun, who is in the middle giant realm of the fire method, but both of them are stationed in the 2 branches of the Wubi and Heizuxan realm, and were not summoned back by the family for this monster rebellion. The other Ling family giant who were watching the scene saw that Ling Pengyun, the strongest in the family, as well as the clan leader Ling Yunhong, and Ling Pengyun, a 3rd-level middle-grade formation master, all spoke up to support Ling Pengyun, the elder of the family. and Ling Pengyun does have enough qualifications for cultivation, which is worth the family's investment. They would not refuse it out of emotion and reason. Immediately, they all agreed to Ling Pengyun's plan to take out 3 ordinary-level giant spiritual objects to assist the elder of the family, Ling Pengyun, to impact the giant. Seeing this scene, Ling Pengyun's originally demise could not help but overflow with a trace of moving mist. He bowed deeply to everyone and said in a trembling voice, "Pengyun thanks you all here. I will never forget your kindness today." Ling Pengyun waved his hand and said, "No need to do that. We are from the same clan. If you can enter the golden core, it will also be good for us. Since you are also ready to impact the golden core, you should go directly to the Taoist Valley in the Bayun Mountains this time. I will send you the golden core spirit after I go back to my family." Ling Pengyun nodded gratefully to Ling Pengyun, and then he bowed to everyone again, then left the attic, and went directly out of Bayun City, heading towards the Taoist Valley in the Bayun Mountains. Ling Pengyun then gave instructions to everyone. "We should also start preparing to deal with the real crisis of Black Dragon Lake in the future. I don't know when this crisis will appear, maybe tomorrow, or maybe next year. No one can be sure. And it takes a lot of time to improve the giant in cultivation. You should put aside your cultivation first and focus more on comprehending the magical powers and powerful secrets of the White Shadow sect. Although this will not be of much use in the future, it can enhance your strength in a short period of time. After you have comprehended these, you can practice and improve your cultivation." The faces of the Ling family giant present all showed some seriousness, and they also expressed their understanding. Afterwards, everyone discussed some things. After everyone discussed, Bayun City will be taken care of by Lin Fan, a quasi third-level beastmaster who is stationed in Lingxiao Maturation area of the Bayun Mountains, and the newly promoted giant Ling Chengping and his wife. As for Ling Pengyun, the third-level middle-grade formation master who originally sat in Bayun City, he returned to his family. Ling Pengyun also had a heavy responsibility. In the future, she would try to move the spiritual veins of the rest of the family's territory to concentrate them in the family land, and quickly build the family land into a solid fortress, with enough spiritual veins to arrange a large number of formations to deal with the danger of chaos in the near future. She could not take care of the construction of Bayun City, so she could only do so for the time being, and wait until she had free time in the future. At the same time, as a quasi third-level beastmaster, Lin Fan also applied to Ling Pengyun and the other golden elixirs of the family for an ordinary golden elixir spiritual object and 2 second-class golden elixir spiritual objects during this period to help one of the 2 natal spiritual beasts under his command, a fairy crane, to impact a golden elixir. Lin Fan's fairy crane natal spiritual beast was carefully selected from the many fairy cranes of the Ling family. In terms of qualifications alone, his fairy crane was enough to be called the first, and it was much stronger than the fairy crane king in the fairy crane group. For this reason, his fairy crane actually entered the realm of perfect foundation building early. Over the years, the fairy crane has been comprehending a method for tempering the spiritual consciousness and meridians that is applicable to spirit beasts and demon beasts. At present, the fairy crane has raised its spiritual consciousness to the level of giant, but the strength of its meridians is still a little short. However, according to Lin Fan's estimation, within 3 years, the strength of the fairy crane's meridians will also reach the level of giant. Under such circumstances, Ling Pengyun and the other giant of the family will naturally not be stingy. If the Ling family can have one more fairy crane in the giant realm, the strength of the Ling family can also be improved. Moreover, although Lin Fan married into the Ling family, he has been loyal to the Ling family over the years. The family spirit beast group he is in charge of has also been managed very well by him. Every year, many young spirit beasts can be bred, expanding the family spirit beast group and improving the family's strength. The most important thing is that Lin Fan is the son-in-law of Ling Pengyun, the strongest fighter in the family. Under such circumstances, the other giant of the family naturally agreed to Lin Fan's application for the 3 giant spirit objects this time. Lin Fan also reminded Ling Pengyun and the other giant of the family about helping his fairy crane enter the giant stage. After all, the number of spirit beasts that the family spent a lot of resources on and vacated many spirit veins to cultivate every year has reached nearly 10,000, but most of them are only in the key training stage. There are only dozens of spirit beasts that have entered the foundation building stage, and there is no giant spirit beast. The black armored turtle and Ling Peng that have entered the Jinden stage can only be regarded as Ling Pengyun's own spirit beasts, not cultivated by the family. You should know that there are nearly 20,000 people in the Ling family, which is twice the number of spirit beasts in the family, but there are nearly 500 foundation-building cultivators. It is nearly 10 times more than the number of spirit beasts in the family. Under this ratio, the huge disadvantage of the difference in spirit beast qualifications is also reflected. Everyone unanimously decided that the spirit beasts need to be cultivated in an elite way. The spirit beasts with poor qualifications were left alone, and the resources for cultivation were reduced, or even only spiritual veins were provided for them to cultivate. In this way, more resources were reserved to cultivate the spirit beasts with better qualifications among the family's spirit beasts. And this matter was handed over to Lin Fan, the family's current #1 beast control person, whose level has reached a quasi-3rd level. Lin Fan would naturally not refuse this. After all, he was the master of the family's spirit beast hall, and cultivating the family's spirit beasts was his responsibility. Chapter 1012, Thunder Wing Shadow Tiger Mutation Method. After that, everyone chatted about some other things, and this simple meeting ended. After waiting for a while, the 10,000 clansmen who had come to Baiyun City to participate in the war also boarded the many flying boats on the square in the city. Then, they also boarded the flying boats to escort these clansmen to various places, so as to prevent these clansmen from encountering danger when they return to various places on their own. After all, the Monster Beast Rebellion has just ended. Who knows if there are any fearless Jinden demon cultivators or Jinden monsters lurking in Yan State. If they are encountered by clansmen who return to various places alone, those clansmen will definitely be in trouble. The Ling family can't afford such losses. This matter is over. Many cultivators of the Ling family have also returned to their usual lives. The figures of Ling family cultivators can also be seen on the spiritual veins of various places in the Ling family. The shops belonging to the Ling family in various markets have also been reoperated by many Ling family cultivators. The entire Ling family has become full of vitality, with a sense of facing the sun. Ling Pengyun began to get busy. After getting 3 ordinary golden elixir spirit objects from his family, he went to the Taoyin Valley in the Baiyun Mountains. Ling Pengcheng, who had left Baiyun City long ago, came here first and waited. After Ling Pengyun handed him the 3 ordinary golden elixir spirit objects, he went into the Taoyin Valley to retreat and impact the golden elixir. Because Ling Pengcheng went into retreat, the spirit beasts in the valley also came out. Among them, a group of tiger monsters were very special. The tiger monster was full of lightning flashes, there was a lightning pattern on the forehead, and there were wings on the body. It looked like a winged shadow tiger clan, but the winged shadow tiger clan had no ability to master thunder at all, which was very magical. Among the tigers, there was also a strong man with a fierce aura. The strong man was Ling Lihu, the most talented beast master of the Ling family. Seeing this man, Ling Pengyun went to meet him. According to his arrangement, Ling Lihu, as the golden elixir seedling of the family, should return to the family to retreat and break through the golden elixir as soon as possible at the moment when the Black Dragon Lake is about to be born, but Ling Lihu applied to stay here after his original training in garrison. The reason is quite special. According to Ling Lihu, he is 70% sure that he can improve the Thunder-Winged Shadow Tiger mutation method he created in the next 5 years. The recent years are the key time to improve this method. Decades ago, Ling Lihu, as the second person in the family's beast control, was too suppressed by his peers Ling Wanchuan and Ling Wangsa because of their high talent in sword cultivation. In order to catch up with these two people, Ling Lihu, who originally focused on the spirit beast and used spirit beasts as his main fighting method, planned to find another way to stimulate his own strong bloodline spirit beast, the winged shadow tiger, to mutate, in order to enhance the strength and potential of the spirit beast. This process was extremely difficult, and Ling Lihu did not dare to experiment directly with his own winged shadow tiger, but instead captured a number of key training winged shadow tigers alive for experimentation. It is worth mentioning that he does have a strong talent in this area. In just a dozen years, he used the method of demon beast mutation in the inheritance of a golden elixir perfect spirit beast in his family as a source to create a special method that can promote the mutation of the winged shadow tiger clan. In fact, he used this method plus some special methods to promote the mutation of a winged shadow tiger, and let the winged shadow tiger master the special thunder power. The thunder power is not only powerful, but also has a corrosive effect, and is extremely powerful. It's just a pity that the winged shadow tiger mutation method was only a prototype at that time, and the side effects were huge. Although the first generation of mutated winged shadow tigers mastered the special thunder power, this special thunder power was also destroying its body, causing its lifespan to continue to pass. Even more, if too much corrosive thunder is forced to be activated, it will cause the body to be unable to hold on and be directly blown up by the thunder power in the body. In addition, the probability of that special method promoting the mutation of the winged shadow tiger clan is also extremely low. Once it fails, it will die directly. After many years, Ling Lihu has used the family's tiger-like monster mutation method, plus the mutation method that the family got from the 3 mutant monsters in the White Shadow Secret Realm 10 or 20 years ago, to deduce and explore, and he has also improved the Thunder Winged Shadow Tiger mutation method a lot. At present, the probability of using this method to promote the mutation of the Winged Shadow Tiger clan has reached 0.5%. After the mutation, the corrosive thunder mastered by the Thunder Winged Shadow Tiger has reduced the impact on their bodies, so that the Thunder Winged Shadow Tiger can live for 50 years. If less corrosive thunder is used, it can live longer. Even if it fails during the mutation process, it will only be seriously injured at most, and it will take 100 years to recover. Ling Lihu also used this method to create 30 Thunder Winged Shadow Tigers with extraordinary qualifications and strong strength. Because the mutation method was not perfected for a long time, most of these winged shadow tigers were originally practicing Qi, which also led to them still hovering in Qi training. However, with their qualifications, as long as they are given another 10 or 20 years, they will have a high probability of entering the foundation building stage. But by then, their lifespan will basically be at the end. The golden core stage is basically out of their reach. Or it can be said that it is out of the reach of most Thunder Winged Shadow Tigers. With a Thunder Winged Shadow Tiger's lifespan of only 50 years, it is difficult for ordinary Thunder Winged Shadow Tigers to enter the Golden Core stage. Only those Winged Shadow Tigers who have extremely high cultivation and have reached the perfection of foundation building or the late stage of foundation building will have a chance to explore the Golden Core after mutation, but there are very few Winged Shadow Tigers with such cultivation. Especially since 100 years ago, Ling Pengyun was furious because his son Ling Qiangshi was in danger. He killed all the golden elixirs in the Winged Shadow Tiger clan under the Red Gold Bear clan. After that, the territory of this clan was annexed by the surrounding monsters not long after. In that battle, 70% to 80% of the Winged Shadow Tigers under the command of this clan were killed by other monsters. Among them, the Winged Shadow Tigers that entered the foundation building stage were stared at by the other monsters. None of them escaped the killing of the other monsters. Only a small number of Winged Shadow Tigers escaped the chaos because of the protection of other powerful Winged Shadow Tigers. But unfortunately, not long after, as Ling Lihu specialized in the mutation of the Winged Shadow Tigers, the remaining Winged Shadow Tigers of this clan were basically captured by the Ling family monks by various means and brought to the Treading Cloud Valley, specifically for Ling Lihu's experiments. In addition to leaving hundreds of Winged Shadow Tigers to breed and expand the number, the rest of the Winged Shadow Tigers died on the road of mutation, and only the 30 Thunder Winged Shadow Tigers survived. The 30 Thunder Winged Shadow Tigers could be considered to have walked out of a large sea of corpses of their own kind. At this time, Lihu, are you really sure that you can improve the Thunder Winged Shadow Tiger mutation method again in recent years? Ling Pengyun asked. Before, Ling Lihu used the critical moment of perfecting the Thunder Winged Shadow Tiger mutation method as the reason for staying in the Cloud Valley. Of course, Pengyun great-grandfather, I am 70% sure that it will be perfected, and it will definitely show its true colors within 5 years. Ling Lihu said confidently. Okay, I'll wait for that day. However, don't waste these 5 years to comprehend the family's spiritual consciousness and the art of tempering meridians. Ling Pengyun warned. Chapter 1013 Sweetness. Great-grandson understands. Ling Lihu said honestly. By the way, when do you plan to make your natal spirit beast, the Winged Shadow Tiger, mutate? Ling Pengyun looked at the group of Thunder Winged Shadow Tigers that were driven out of the Treading Cloud Valley because Ling Pengcheng was in seclusion in the Treading Cloud Valley to impact a golden core. The only Winged Shadow Tiger that had not yet mutated but whose cultivation reached the 9th level of the Foundation establishment, asked Ling Lihu. It will take some time. The Thunder Winged Shadow Tiger mutation method is not strong enough. The probability of using this method to promote the mutation of the winged shadow tiger clan is only 1%, and it is not even comparable to the other methods of the family that promote the mutation of spirit beasts. At present, I am not sure that I can use that mutation method to promote the mutation of my natal spirit beast, the winged shadow tiger. After all, if it fails, my winged shadow tiger will also need to spend nearly 100 years to heal. This healing time is too long, and my winged shadow tiger can't bear it. Speaking of this, Ling Lihu's face also raised a bit of solemnity. Hearing this, Ling Pengyun's face became more satisfied. He also said, "Since you have an idea, I won't say more. The Thunder Winged Shadow Tiger mutation method you created is very useful to the family. If you need any spiritual objects to stimulate the Winged Shadow Tiger mutation during the process of perfecting this method, just ask the family. The family will fully support you." Ling Lihu heard this, but his face couldn't help but have a little more guilt. The family's support in recent years has been considerable. According to the great-grandson's estimate, the family's investment in this project is estimated to have reached 100,000 spiritual stones. But the great-grandson has not created a sufficiently perfect Thunder Winged Shadow Tiger mutation method in these years to create enough Thunder Winged Shadow Tigers for the family. I hope the great-grandson will not blame me. In order to promote the mutation of the Winged Shadow Tiger, in addition to special methods, some special thunder-attributed spiritual objects are also needed to stimulate the blood of the Winged Shadow Tiger. Secret methods and spiritual objects must work together to succeed. Since the secret method came out, Ling Lihu has spent countless efforts to maximize the success rate of the Winged Shadow Tiger mutation, and has also tried to match it with countless spiritual objects. During this period, he failed countless times and wasted countless resources, which led to the Thunder Winged Shadow Tiger mutation method today. Ling Pengyun said with a smile. "It's okay. The Thunder Winged Shadow Tiger mutation method you created alone is worth more than the 100,000 spiritual stones invested by the family, and it is worthy of the family's trust in you. The family can afford a mere 100,000 spiritual stones, and with your progress, this investment is worth it, and there is even a reward." After saying that, Ling Pengyun raised his hand and summoned a gas that flashed with colorful light, which merged into Ling Lihu's body. However, in Ling Lihu's eyes, the colorful gas did not exist at all, and he did not notice it at all. He just felt a sudden warm current in his body, flowing along his meridians. The meridians through which the warm current passed suddenly became several times tougher, and the spiritual power it came into contact with became more pure. When the warm current disappeared, he could clearly feel that all aspects of himself had improved by several times compared to before. Even his mind felt much clearer, and all kinds of training problems and the problems encountered in perfecting the Thunder Winged Shadow Tiger mutation method were solved at this moment. He was shocked in his heart, and looked at Ling Pengyun, who seemed to have expected it and was looking at him with a smile. "Great-grandfather, this." Ling Pengyun smiled and said, "This matter cannot be said too much, you just need to know it yourself. Open your sea of consciousness. I need to set up a restriction in it." Ling Lihu heard this and immediately understood that Ling Pengyun wanted to prevent this mysterious opportunity from being spread. With a huge opportunity to enhance various qualifications, Ling Lihu would naturally not refuse this matter. Then, he gathered all the consciousness in his sea of consciousness. During this period, Ling Pengyun used his fingers to set up a special restriction in Ling Lihu's sea of consciousness. If Ling Lihu reveals what happened today in the future, the restriction will shatter his sea of consciousness. And if someone else searches Ling Lihu's soul, unless he has reached the nascent soul stage, the restriction will be triggered during the soul search. Ling Lihu also knelt down and expressed his gratitude to Ling Pengyun. "I am very grateful for the gift from my great-grandfather today. This blessing seems to have increased my understanding. I am sure that in 1 or 2 years, at most 3 years, I will be able to improve the Thunder Winged Shadow Tiger mutation method a little bit, making it several times stronger, and repaying the family." Ling Pengyun said, "Waiting for your good news. If you can improve this method to the extent that it can be comparable to the other 4 methods of promoting monster mutation in the family in the future, so that it can not only enter the ranks of the Jindan level, but also be called a middle-level mutation method, I can reward you with an opportunity to ascend to the true avenue." Although the Thunder Winged Shadow Tiger mutation method can be barely used now, it still has many shortcomings and can only be regarded as a low-level mutation method of the foundation building level. After all, the probability of loss is too high. It can be on the stage, but it is difficult to help the family. The complete Jinden level beast control inheritance that the family obtained through the opportunity of the teleportation array in the early years, the Lion Earth Golden Tiger mutation method recorded, including the mutation methods that the family found from the red-eyed golden-scaled giant crocodile clan and the Moyan hurricane ape clan in the White Shadow secret realm, are stronger. Even among the Jinden level monster mutation methods, they can be listed in the middle-level ranks. The three-head mutation method that the family found from the two-headed green-scaled snake clan in the White Shadow secret realm is considered to be the top middle-level mutation method at the Jinden level. These four methods are at least middle-level mutation methods at the Jinden level, except for the Fiery Earth Golden Tiger mutation method, which the Ling family did not dare to use. The other three mutation methods were given to the family's second-level beast master with relatively high attainments and beast control by Ling Pengyun, and the family's first beast master Lin Fan presided over the mutation of the three monsters captured by the family, the golden-scaled crocodile, the hurricane ape, and the green-scaled snake, in the Lingxiao Thousand Star Lake area next to the Treading Cloud Valley. This matter has only been done for more than 10 or 20 years, and the Ling family currently has few of these three mutant monsters, only a dozen of each. As for the Fiery Earth Golden Tiger mutation method, it originated from the Jinden beast control inheritance. After all, it came from this Hongzhou world. And according to the chants of the teleportation array at the time, if he escaped to the northern wilderness cultivation world with this inheritance through the teleportation array, I am afraid that the force that possessed this inheritance had been destroyed by the hostile forces. Maybe, the hostile forces are still searching for this inheritance. And the force that can possess such a variant method must not be weak, and the hostile force that can destroy such a force must be stronger. Maybe the hostile force is the nascent soul force. All this is uncertain. Chapter 1014 The Mouse That Wants to be Punished. It was for this reason that the Ling family hesitated to repair the incomplete teleportation array deep in the barren area next to Jiamang Lake and go to Hongzhou realm to find out. At this time, Ling Lihu's eyes suddenly lit up. According to Ling Pengyun, the mysterious opportunity just now was just an appetizer. And the great opportunity that could come from the mouth of a Jinden master like Ling Pengyun was probably the legendary Yuanying Avenue. The great-grandson will definitely live up to the expectations of the great-grandfather. Ling Lihu said hurriedly with excitement and a bit of fighting spirit. Seeing Ling Lihu like this, Ling Pengyun nodded with great satisfaction. Just now, he would pass on a yin and yang Taichu opportunity to Ling Lihu, in addition to wanting to help Ling Lihu in perfecting the Thunder Wind Shadow Tiger mutation method. He also wanted to stimulate Ling Lihu's ambition and give him a little sweetness to make him work harder to perfect that method. Ling Pengyun attached so much importance to this method because he considered that there were many methods of mutation in the family. Among them, the top-level Jinden level 3-headed mutation method promoted the strength of the green-scaled snake after it evolved into 3 heads, but the success rate was too low. In the past, the two-headed green-scaled snake clan in the White Shadow secret realm had tens of thousands of people under its command, but only one 3-headed green-scaled snake was born every 1 or 2,000 years. Only the two-headed green-scaled snake, which was much weaker in strength, was more, and the success rate of mutation was 1.5%. In addition, this method can also imply that 5 heads can be derived, but this method is still incomplete. Ling Pengyun wanted Ling Lihu to be tempered in the process of independently creating and perfecting the Thunder Wind Shadow Tiger mutation method, so as to prepare for the perfection of this 3-headed mutation method. After all, the 3-headed green-scaled snake mutated by this method is comparable to the second-grade bloodline strength dragon of the same level, and its strength is very good. If this method can increase the probability of the green-scaled snake evolving into 3 heads, the Ling family will be rich, and it will be no problem for it to remain evergreen for 10,000 years or even tens of thousands of years. If the method can be further improved to 4 heads, the Ling family will make even more money. According to the incomplete 3-headed mutation method, these 4 green-scaled snakes can fully master the 4 attributes of magic, and their talent in these 4 magics will also be extremely high, which can make each head into a magic cultivator. The 4 magic cultivators work together, and their strength is extraordinary, enough to be comparable to the dragons of the same level, whose bloodline strength has reached the 1st level. As for the 5-headed green-scaled snake, Ling Pengyun dared not even think about how strong it is. Afterwards, Ling Pengyun chatted with Ling Lihu again. Among them, they talked about the original Valley Master of the 3rd level Thunder Vein, the Thunder Rat. The Thunder Rat's Taoist name is Lei Yuan. In those days, except for this third-order thunder vein in the Treading Cloud Valley, all other areas were occupied by the Ling family. Only this third-order thunder vein did the Ling family dare not move at ordinary times, so as not to violate the agreement made by the major Yuanying masters and thus attract the anger of the Yuanying demon clan. For this reason, the Treading Cloud Valley, which was deep in the Treading Cloud Valley, was surrounded by the Ling family. This place is extremely dangerous for the demon clan. However, the third-order thunder vein here can also produce a lot of spiritual objects every year, and many giant and demon clans were very interested in this place at that time. The Thunder Abyss Rat Demon was sent here by the Thunder Rat clan in this way. Although its cultivation level has entered the Giant stage, it is just a cannon fodder. It was sent here because it did not comprehend the magical power of the Thunder Rat clan and was not valued. According to Ling Lihu, the Golden Core Demon King under the Red Gold Bear clan suffered heavy losses in the Monster Beast Ride 100 years ago. The main force of the Red Gold Bear clan and the Yuanying Zhengdao sect Xiangxing sect fought in the territory of the Thunder Rat clan, which caused heavy losses to the Golden Core Demon clan. Thunder Rat clan as the host. At that time, only 5 or 6 Golden Core Demon Kings survived. The Golden Core Thunder Rat, which was originally not valued and was driven to this dangerous place to sit in the Treading Cloud Valley, was also reused by the clan at that time. It gave up Treading Cloud Valley and was summoned back to sit in the richer third-level spirit veins under the clan and in the demon clan. This Thunder Rat also gained a lot of benefits from it, which improved his cultivation to the middle stage of the Golden Core. And according to Ling Lihu, the Thunder Abyss Rat Demon also comprehended a special secret technique, Thunder Breaking Spear, that was not inferior to ordinary magical powers by chance. Relying on this technique, its strength was greatly enhanced. At least its strength would not be weaker than those of the same level Thunder Rat clan who had comprehended magical powers. Its status in the Thunder Rat clan was also greatly improved because of the merits of the secret technique. It was even valued by the only surviving Golden Core Perfection Thunder Rat King of the Thunder Rat clan 100 years ago, who wanted to train it. However, it had no feelings for the Thunder Rat King. It had not forgotten that the Thunder Rat clan used it as cannon fodder and sent it to the Treading Cloud Valley. Therefore, it did not feel much attachment to the Thunder Rat clan. Even in recent years, in order to get the attention of the Thunder Rat King and get more resources from the Thunder Rat clan, it secretly teamed up with the Ling family, which had cooperated with it for a long time, to kill a rat demon from the Thunder Rat clan, whose cultivation was still in the early stage of the Golden Core, but whose qualifications were excellent and was praised as the seedling of the Thunder Rat clan's Golden Core Perfection. For this reason, the Thunder Rat King, seeing that there was no more Demon King with good qualifications in the clan, took a fancy to the former master of the Treading Cloud Valley, the Thunder Abyss Rat Demon. And since Ling Lihu came to the territory of the Treading Cloud Valley, the task of secretly transmitting information to the Thunder Abyss Rat Demon was also given to him by the family. After all, he mastered the means of controlling beasts, and he could control beasts to let his spirit beasts go deep into the demon clan and contact the Thunder Abyss Rat Demon. And this time Ling Lihu mentioned the Thunder Abyss Rat Demon because not long ago, the Thunder Abyss Rat Demon sent a message saying that the Thunder Rat clan had produced another genius, who had now entered the Golden Core realm. Once it grows up, it will threaten its position in the Thunder Rat clan. The Thunder Yuan Rat Demon planned to ask the family for help to kill the genius rat demon of the Thunder Rat clan. The elder Ling Pengyun, who was in charge of the family affairs, agreed to this matter and was ready to send the family's best giant and middle stage ghost cultivator Ling Pengyun, who was the best at concealing his breath and whose strength was enough to rank in the top 3 in the family, to go deep into the heart of the demon clan to assassinate. However, Ling Pengyun has been in seclusion recently to comprehend a powerful magical power, and it is difficult for him to come out in a short time. During the Monster Beast Rebellion, the Thunder Rat clan was afraid that the genius giant and rat demon who had just appeared in the clan would be in danger, so they did not let him participate in too big a war, but just let him garrison in the clan. Therefore, the other giant of the Ling family did not have the opportunity to take advantage of the chaos of the Monster Beast Rebellion to kill it. However, the giant and middle stage Thunder Yuan Rat Demon that cooperated with the Ling family a few days ago sent a monster beast to send a message, saying that the Thunder Rat clan had discovered a treasure land in a barren land, and because of a shortage of manpower, the genius giant and rat demon was sent there to garrison. There was only one level 3 middle grade formation protecting that place, which was a good opportunity to kill the genius golden elixir rat demon. Ling Lihu saw that the family's golden elixir ghost cultivator Ling Pengyun had not come out of retreat yet. In order not to miss this opportunity, he thought about letting the family's strongest person Ling Pengyun handle the matter to avoid hesitation and change. In addition, he also wanted Ling Pengyun to intimidate the Lian rat demon who had cooperated with the family. The words in the letters written by the Lian rat demon in recent communications were really a bit rampant. In addition, the Lian rat demon also wanted to suppress the cost of the Ling family's help in assassinating the genius rat demon of the Thunder Rat clan. He wanted to directly reduce it from 150,000 spirit stones to 100,000 spirit stones. If Ling Lihu and the Ling family had not been tough, I'm afraid that the Lian rat demon would really succeed. There is such a thing. I haven't dealt with this matter for many years. It seems that the little rat really wants to be beaten. Cheng Yuan is the same. He didn't tell me earlier. Ling Pengyun frowned and spoke in a bad tone. Master Cheng Yuan probably doesn't want to trouble you, the ancestor, with such a small matter. If it weren't for the fact that Master Pengyun had been in seclusion for too long this time, it has been almost 10 years since the monster rebellion and he hasn't come out yet, and the assassination by the Lian rat demon is urgent, otherwise I wouldn't have bothered you, the ancestor Pengyun, with this matter. Ling Lihu explained. Chapter 1015 Ling Pengyun's Invisible Spirit. There's no need to bother with such trivial matters. I will go there myself after my brother Pengyun has finished his task of reaching the golden core. Ling Pengyun said. Grandfather, it's righteous. Ling Lihu was relieved when he saw Ling Pengyun agreed. Then, the two chatted about some other things, and then it ended. Since he had some spare time, Ling Pengyun began to teach Ling Lihu how to practice. Time passed slowly. 2 months later, Ling Pengyun, who was in the Cloud Valley and was reaching the golden core, lived up to everyone's expectations and successfully condensed a drop of solidified spiritual power, thus triggering the phenomenon of spiritual energy filing the body. During this period, he successfully used the feedback from heaven and earth to condense a golden core of medium quality, triggering the mighty golden core thunder. The third-grade superior lightning-inducing destruction formation in the treading Cloud Valley rose up, and the first 3 golden elixir thunders were transferred into Ling Pengyun's body to help him temper his body. His physique was comparable to that of a golden elixir cultivator in the early stage, and the next 6 thunders were absorbed into his body by this formation. Once this was done, a huge golden elixir aura swept out from the treading Cloud Valley. Ling Pengyun, who was waiting outside the valley, also breathed a sigh of relief, and a look of joy appeared on his face. He also walked into the valley, intending to go forward to congratulate. But when he entered the valley, he saw that Ling Pengyun, who was sitting cross-legged on a huge rock in the center of the valley, had not woken up yet, but had his eyes closed. In addition, the aura on Ling Pengyun's body began to become floating and uncertain, and there was a special charm around him. Even Ling Pengyun's body began to flash with an extremely mysterious golden luster, which was extremely abnormal. The golden luster was difficult to detect with spiritual consciousness. Even Ling Pengyun's spiritual consciousness, which was as strong as the pseudo-infant realm and 1/3 of the strength of an ordinary Yuan cultivator, was isolated. It was impossible to use spiritual consciousness to detect the information of the luster. This situation made Ling Pengyun very confused. At this time, he heard Ling Lihu's exclamation. The phenomenon of awakening the spiritual body after birth. When he was recently perfecting the method of the Thunder Wing Shadow Tiger's mutation, he flipped through a book and happened to see the description of this situation in the book. However, the phenomenon described in the book appeared on a demon beast. When Ling Pengyun heard this, some thoughts flashed between his eyebrows, and then his eyes suddenly lit up. It really has some meaning of awakening the spiritual body after birth. The spiritual body is divided into 2 forms, innate and hidden. The innate spiritual body appears at birth. The invisible spiritual body is usually hidden in the body. Only when it encounters various factors will it be stimulated, so that the spiritual body will appear. There is no difference in strength between the 2 forms of awakened spirits, but it is caused by some special reasons of the cultivators themselves. There are many cultivators in the world of immortal cultivation who have innate spirits, but in another group of cultivators, they become hidden spirits. But no matter how many, innate spirits are more reliable. After all, innate spirits will be reflected in the process of cultivation, which can make the cultivators know the existence of spirits earlier and use them to help cultivate. but hidden spirits are illusory and difficult to detect. Before they appear, this spirit is like nothing at all. It is said that even the 4th level spirit detection formation at the level of Yin-Yang may not be able to detect whether the cultivator has an acquired spirit body. In fact, it can also be said that having an invisible spirit body is both a blessing and a sorrow. There are many cultivators with invisible spirits whose spirits only appear when they are old. In this case, it can only add to the troubles. At this age, if Peng Cheng's brother really gets a spiritual body, he can have a promising future. I just wonder what kind of spiritual body Peng Cheng's brother has. Ling Pengyun looked at Ling Pencheng, who was shrouded in countless mysterious lusters, with expectation between his brows. No matter what kind of spiritual body it is of great help to cultivators. However, spiritual bodies are divided into low, medium and high grades, and the effects of various spiritual bodies are also different. It is also worth mentioning that spiritual bodies are extremely rare. The entire Ling family currently has nearly 20,000 cultivators, but still no cultivator has a spiritual body. If the scope is expanded to the spiritual beasts of the Ling family, only the 4 golden dragons in the hands of Ling Chengsha, the son of Ling Pengyun, have twin spiritual bodies. After years of development, the entire Yan state has nearly 80,000 to 90,000 cultivators and independent cultivators from major forces. Among these cultivators, no one has been reported to have spiritual roots. Maybe some have, but they are hidden. After all, cultivators with spiritual bodies are good candidates for cultivation. Many high-level cultivators like the bodies of such cultivators and like to collect them for future possession. Time passed slowly. It was not until 3 days later that Ling Pencheng finally woke up. Perhaps he had discovered the changes in himself, and his face was full of excitement. Ling Pengyun and Ling Lihu also went up to him. Pencheng, have you found any changes in yourself? Ling Pengyun asked Ling Pencheng with expectation. Ling Pencheng hesitated for half a breath when he saw Ling Pengyun's question. But thinking of Ling Pengyun's kindness to him over the years, he did not hide anything and said, "There are indeed changes. I feel that there is a special aura in my body, which can continuously and autonomously consolidate and purify my spiritual power, making my spiritual power purer. My spiritual power is running nearly 30% faster than when I first entered the golden core. As for why, I don't know." Ling Pengyun was shocked when he heard this. If the middle-level golden elixir adds to the aptitude, and the cultivation speed is increased by another 30%, this is extremely amazing. This cultivation speed is estimated to be comparable to the addition of the middle-level peak-level golden elixir to the cultivation of the cultivator. What's more, Ling Pencheng also has the ability to consolidate and purify his own spiritual power, which basically means that Ling Pencheng's future cultivation speed is bound to be extremely fast, and when he encounters a bottleneck, he will probably not be trapped for long. After all, when a cultivator encounters a bottleneck, he will be hindered. Most of the reasons are because the cultivator's own spiritual power is relatively superficial, which is why he is blocked by the bottleneck and difficult to enter. It takes a long time to purify the spiritual power before he can shake the bottleneck. And Ling Pencheng will probably not encounter such a situation in the future. It seems that your chance this time is indeed a spiritual body, otherwise there would not be such a big change, and I guess your spiritual body is probably not weak. And judging from the effect of this spiritual body, I'm afraid that in the near future, our clan will have another giant and perfect cultivator, or even a Yin-Yang cultivator. Ling Pengyun was very happy and laughed. Ling Lihu on the side was also very excited. Ling Pencheng is a member of the family, and Ling Pencheng also manages various small territories in the Qingshi Mountains. He has a good relationship with Ling Pencheng, and Ling Pencheng is his elder, so he is naturally happy for it. At the same time, he can't help but feel a little more envious. He also bowed to Ling Pencheng and congratulated him. Congratulations to Pencheng's great-grandfather for getting the opportunity of a spiritual body. In the future, Pencheng's great-grandfather will definitely be able to ascend to the Great Road and be evergreen in the immortal way. Chapter 1016, The Golden Saint of Morality. Ling Pencheng's nascent soul opportunity. Ling Pencheng couldn't help but look a little more happy when he heard this, but he was always modest and didn't take credit for it. The reason I got this opportunity this time was mainly because I entered the Golden Core this time. If I couldn't enter the Golden Core, I would have missed this opportunity. And I was able to enter the Golden Core this time, thanks to the 3 ordinary Golden Core spiritual objects given by you, Brother Pengyun. Without those 3 ordinary golden core spiritual objects, I would definitely not be able to enter the golden core this time. Thank you, Brother Pengyun, for this favor. After saying that, Ling Pengyun bowed deeply to Ling Pengyun. You're polite. Many people would find it difficult to enter the golden core even if they got those 3 golden core spiritual objects. This is your own good fortune. Ling Pengyun was very satisfied with Ling Pengyun's attitude, and he also smiled and said something. At the same time, he asked, "By the way, Pengyun, there are many spirits. As far as I know, many spirits are in line with the effect of the spirit you just described. Can I sense the special energy in your body to determine what kind of spirit you have awakened this time?" Ling Pengyun used 9 mouthfuls of yin and yang Taichu Qi to condense a yin and yang Taichu essence to transform his own golden elixir into a 5-element golden elixir a few years ago. He also became more suitable for practicing the 5-element exercises. However, his family did not have a high-level 5-element exercise. In desperation, he planned to create a high-level 5-element exercise. During this period, he looked through countless 5-element exercises and various classics in the world of immortal cultivation, hoping to find inspiration from them. He looked through a classic about the introduction of many spirits and the countless inheritances of the ghost immortal sect. Therefore, he actually knew a thing or two about the common spirits in the world. For this reason, he planned to try to see if he could identify the invisible spirit that Ling Pengyun awakened this time. And Ling Pengyun was also very curious about his own spirit. After all, only by understanding his own spiritual body can he make better use of it. Some spiritual bodies need to practice the corresponding attributes of the exercises to bring the spiritual body to its best. And he has spent most of his time practicing over the years, and the rest of his time managing family affairs. Under such circumstances, he has little time to look through the classics that introduce spiritual bodies, and he actually knows only a little about the spiritual body. Therefore, he does not know what kind of spiritual body has brought about his current changes. Of course. Ling Pengyun stepped forward and probed a wisp of spiritual consciousness into his body, carefully examining Ling Pengyun's body. Soon, he found the special gas that could purify and consolidate spiritual power in Ling Pengyun's mouth. This wisp of gas is golden yellow. Although it is also mysterious and difficult to detect, Ling Pengyun has a bottom line in his heart after seeing its appearance. He also withdrew his spiritual consciousness, and his eyes looking at Ling Pengyun also showed a little more approval. "Brother Pengyun, do you know what my spirit body is?" Ling Pengyun was also an experienced Taoist. Seeing the change in Ling Pengyun's expression, he immediately asked with endless expectation. Ling Lihu on the side also looked at Ling Pengyun. "According to the appearance of the special energy in your body and the effect you described, the hidden spiritual body you awakened this time is probably the legendary intermediate spiritual body of the cultivation type, the moral golden holy spirit body. That special energy is the moral golden saint energy carried by the moral golden holy spirit body. And this moral golden saint energy is very good. The greatest effect of this thing is in cultivation. According to the records in the classics, the moral golden holy spirit body can produce up to 9 mouthfuls of moral golden saint energy. You only need to use spiritual power to nourish the first mouthful of moral golden saint energy, and you can continue to derive moral golden saint energy. As for the time required to derive moral golden saint energy, I don't know. It varies according to the cultivation level. You can only slowly explore it. And each one can speed up the cultivator's cultivation speed by 30%, which can be superimposed. When 9 mouthfuls are formed, the cultivation speed can be accelerated by 2.7 times. And when the 9 mouthfuls of moral golden saint energy are formed, it can also help the cultivator convert all the spiritual power in the body into the moral golden holy spirit power. This spiritual power is extremely powerful and is of great benefit to breaking through the bottleneck. Even if it is to impact the nascent soul, it is said that it can increase the probability by about 10%. And the only disadvantage may be that this spirit body has no effect on various magics. But in front of the powerful talent bonus of this spirit body, this disadvantage can be ignored. Ling Pengyun thought for a while and said with a smile. After hearing this, Ling Pengyun's face suddenly became countless times happier. Not to mention the bonus of the moral golden holy spirit body that he awakened this time to cultivation. Just gathering the 9 moral golden holy spirits can convert the spiritual power in the cultivator's body into the moral golden holy spirit power, which is beneficial to the impact of the nascent soul, and it is of great help. It can increase the probability of successful impact by 10%, which is enough to make him extremely satisfied with his spirit body. The bonus of this spirit body to cultivation can also be regarded as icing on the cake. Ling Lihu on the side also had a little more joy on his face, and more envy. With the help of the spirit body, Ling Pengyun is worthy of being called the nascent soul seed. Everyone was happy for a while, and Ling Pengyun also mentioned it. There is an important thing that I must tell you in advance. The spiritual body you possess, Brother Pengyun, is too powerful to be passed on to outsiders. Otherwise, all nascent soul cultivators will probably be attracted here. By that time, the family may not be able to protect your body. Don't go to Baiyun City, where people come and go. There may be some giant cultivators who go to the market town of Baiyun City who have mastered special pupil techniques and can see through your spiritual body. In the future, you will practice in the family. If there is nothing serious, you should not show up in the future. As for the resources for practice, they will be provided by the family. You just need to practice well and strive to enter the realm of golden core perfection as soon as possible so that you have the opportunity to impact the nascent soul. If the family can get a nascent soul, our family can truly take root in this northern wilderness world of immortal cultivation. Everything is arranged by Brother Pengyun. I will keep the matter of resources in mind. I will uphold the heart of Tao and move towards the great Dao and not let the family down. Upon hearing this, Ling Pengyun agreed to this matter without any hesitation. The point that Ling Pengyun considered is indeed worthy of attention. Anyway, now that he has the help of the moral golden holy energy produced by the moral golden holy spirit body, he does not need to consolidate his cultivation through fighting with monsters like ordinary cultivators. He only needs to practice step by step. This also allows him to retreat for a long time. Even if he stays in retreat, his cultivation will not be hindered. At this moment, Ling Lihu also promised to keep it secret. Ling Pengyun nodded, and after setting up a ban in their sea of consciousness to prevent the matter from being leaked, he asked again. By the way, Pengyun, which method are you practicing now? Chapter 1017, Fully Prepared. Ling Pengyun replied. Among my 3 spiritual roots, the wood spiritual root is the strongest, so I practice the family's superior golden elixir perfect wood attribute technique Xianitun Mu Qiangong. Although Ling Pengyun knew that among Ling Pengyun's 3 spiritual roots, the wood spiritual root was the most sensitive to spiritual energy, and he mainly practiced the wood spiritual root, but he didn't know the technique he practiced. After hearing this, he commented, "The technique you practice is a bit troublesome." Ling Pengyun frowned. This technique has no incomplete copies, but is complete, and the creator of this technique has not created the nascent soul chapter. Fortunately, this technique is quite effective. Although for ordinary cultivators, this technique may be practiced more slowly, but the spiritual power cultivated is strong and relatively pure. In this way, the moral golden saint energy differentiated from Ling Pengyun's spiritual body can help him purify his spiritual power more easily. Ling Pengyun can easily resolve the disadvantage of this method's slow practice by using the effect of increasing the practice speed of the spirit body. It seems that this method does not need to be changed in the short term. I will find you a wood-attributed Yin-Yang method as soon as possible. When Ling Pengyun heard that Ling Pengyun was going to find a wood-attributed Yin-Yang method for him, he was immediately delighted and hurriedly thanked him. Thank you, Brother Pengyun. No problem. Ling Pengyun waved his hand. Then, the 3 chatted for a few more words, and Ling Pengyun and Ling Pengyun returned to the family together. Ling Lihu was still in the Treading Cloud Valley, concentrating on using the thunder spirit energy in the Treading Cloud Valley to study and perfect the method of the thunder winged shadow tiger. As soon as Ling Pengyun returned to the family, he went straight to the family treasury, found Ling Pengyun again, and took her away from the family directly. And according to the map of the middle stage giant and Lian rat demon that cooperated with the family, he walked to the Thunder Forest, the clan land of the Thunder Rat clan in the boundless vast swamp. With the help of the White Shadow Sect's top intermediate magical power White Shadow Escape technique, he followed a map very smoothly and arrived at the treasure land that the Thunder Rat clan had found in a barren land beside the Thunder Forest in recent years. Ling Pengyun looked at the wasteland in front of him that seemed to be no different from the outside world. His expression moved, and he used his spiritual sense to scan it. In an instant, all the illusions disappeared, and the wasteland in front of him was actually covered by countless clouds and mist, and there was a huge cover in the depths. It was because of those clouds and mist that ordinary people could not detect the abnormality of the wasteland. According to the exploration, there is a medium-sized second-grade low-grade wuxing spiritual iron ore vein hidden in the depths of this treasure land. It contains at least tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of pounds of ore. After purification, there can be tens of thousands of pounds of spiritual iron, and the grade is at least second-grade low-grade, at least worth hundreds of thousands of spiritual stones. Moreover, since the ore vein was of medium size, the core of it must contain third-level spiritual iron ore, which increased the value of the ore vein. This precious land was also protected by a third-level medium-grade defensive formation set up by the Thunder Rat clan. There were also many low-level monsters digging for ore underground. There was indeed only one giant and demon king inside, and it was indeed a giant and early-stage Thunder Rat with extremely strong vitality and extremely fast speed. With this ore vein grade and scale, it's no wonder that the Thunder Rat clan was willing to send the so-called genius giant and early-stage Thunder Rat demon to take charge here. Because Ling Pengyun was still rushing back to the Ice and Snow Valley to perfect the 5 elements kung fu, he didn't delay too much, and immediately greeted Ling Pengyun. Pengyun, start setting up the formation. Ling Pengyun understood immediately, and then, with the help of Ling Pengyun's breath-covering escape technique, she wandered around the formation on the wasteland and planted special formation flags on the ground. After a while, she had arranged hundreds of formation flags of different formations. She also stopped and took out 2 formation plates with flowing spiritual light, and continuously transferred spiritual power into them. Then, dozens of formation flags that she had arranged around the wasteland formation flashed with spiritual light, and quickly propped up 2 light curtains, covering the meridian protection formation on the wasteland. The light curtain inside was a third-level low-grade trapping formation, which could be used to prevent the monsters in the wasteland formation from escaping. The light curtain outside was a third-level high-grade shielding formation that Ling family got from the Flame Demon Wolf clan in the White Shadow Secret Realm, who were good at formations. This formation can block the communication methods of the monsters in the wasteland below the 3rd grade upper grade. Only the communication methods of the quasi-4th grade or 4th grade can break through the shielding effect of this formation. In addition, this shielding formation is also expanding outward at this moment, and finally covers Ling Pengyun and Ling Pengyun. This shielding formation also has the effect of suppressing breath. Even if there is a big movement in the formation, ordinary monsters and cultivators can hardly detect it. Only those with a perfect consciousness of the golden elixir can see through the effect of suppressing breath of this formation. At this time, the low-level monsters digging for mineral veins in the wasteland and the genius golden elixir demon king of the Lightning Rat clan, who is sitting here, also discovered the abnormal movement. The roars of monsters suddenly sounded. Then, a stream of light rushed up from the depths of the wasteland and stopped in the air, revealing a rat with blue hair all over its body, half the size of a human, and some lightning jumping around its body. Human race. You are quite courageous. You dare to go deep into the heart of my demon race. How did you find the mineral vein here? This rat was the genius giant and initial stage lightning rat that the Lightning Rat clan sent to lead the excavation of the mineral vein here. It immediately saw Ling Pengyun and Ling Pengyun beside him, who were setting up the formation outside. Although Ling Pengyun's aura was stronger than its, it was not afraid. After all, the defense formation set up by the Lightning Rat clan to protect the mineral vein here was as high as the 3rd level middle-level realm, which was enough to block Ling Pengyun, a giant and middle-level cultivator, for several months. It was difficult for it to detect Ling Pengyun's aura. Moreover, the lightning forest next door was also the clan territory of the Lightning Rat clan. As long as it asked for help, it would not take long for the giant and clan members stationed in the 3rd level spiritual vein in the lightning forest to rush over. But when it crushed a piece of the 3rd level medium quality mother and child token and wanted to ask for help, it found that a mother and child token was ineffective. Suddenly, its face changed drastically. It also looked at the shielding formation in the 2 formations arranged by Ling Pengyun. Before it could think about it, it sensed the presence of another formation. Deep underground in the wasteland where it was, a huge and dazzling light flashed. A series of huge roars suddenly came from deep underground, accompanied by the shaking of the earth. In just a moment, the ground in various places in the wasteland where it was located was cracked by huge holes due to the shaking of the ground, as if there was an earthquake. The third-level medium-quality vein protection formation arranged by the Thunder Rat clan to protect the mineral veins here also began to shake continuously, as if it was hit by something huge, as if the light curtain transformed by the formation would be blown away in the next moment. This kind of aura and this kind of movement, I'm afraid it can only be formed by the legendary, topple the vein, earth-shattering formation that targets formations and earth veins. Looking at the strength of the formation's aura, I'm afraid it's of the third grade upper grade. It's over now. These humans are really well prepared, with 3 large formations, 1 to trap, 1 to shield, and 1 specifically for formations. I'm afraid this group of humans already knew the grade and situation of the formations here. There may be a spy in the clan. This lightning rat, who was proud because of the attention of the lightning rat clan, now had countless fears and a bit of anger between his eyebrows. The mineral veins here are extremely hidden, and the low-level monsters sent by the Lightning Rat clan to dig the mineral veins are also low-level lightning rats of the Lightning Rat clan. Each low-level lightning rat was brought here by the genius golden elixir lightning rat himself. On the way, those low-level lightning rats could not spread the news at all. Under such circumstances, naturally, only the giant and lightning rats of the same clan who also knew about the mineral veins here could survive. If I can survive this time, I will definitely kill the spy. However, thinking of this, the genius lightning rat shuddered and remembered a murder case that the lightning rat clan had never solved. Decades ago, a giant and level lightning rat in the heartland of the demon clan was killed silently. Could it be that the giant and clan member back then was also killed by this group of human races with many formations? If so, I'm afraid that the spy who defected to this group of human races has a high status in the clan, and the two sides have been friends for a long time. If today's incident is not spread, I'm afraid that the entire Lightning Rat clan will be harmed by the spy scum who associates with a human race. However, this genius giant and level Lightning Rat has the heart to save the clan, but it does not have the power to save the clan. This time, it is extremely difficult for it to survive. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 1018: The Prototypes of the Three Spiritual Treasures. Outside the formation. At this time, Ling Pengyun saw that the 3 formations arranged by Ling Pengyun were all open smoothly, so he also patted the storage bag on his waist and summoned 3 objects with monstrous auras, all of which had reached the level of the prototype of spiritual treasures. These 3 objects were the 3 Yuan Pure Yang Crown of the 2-headed green, scaled snake clan, one of the 3 original mutant demon clans in the White Shadow secret realm, the Golden Scale Mountain of the red-eyed golden scaled giant crocodile clan, and the phantom dragon flag of the Black Dragon Lake in the infinite vast swamp Holy Land. With Ling Pengyun's current spiritual consciousness strength comparable to the pseudo-infant realm, it was actually a bit of a stretch to control 2 prototypes of spiritual treasures at the same time. Although the prototype of the spiritual treasure is strong, the spiritual power and spiritual consciousness required to operate such a treasure are also extremely huge. However, the effect of the 3 Yuan Pure Yang Crown is extremely extraordinary. This crown can not only enhance the speed of the cultivator's use of the 3 magics of gold, wood, and water, and the power of these 3 spells, but also increase the cultivator's spiritual consciousness strength by about 30% in a short period of time. With the help of this treasure, Ling Pengyun's spiritual power is even comparable to some old-fashioned pseudo-infant cultivators. After careful calculation, it is enough to be equivalent to about 40% to 50% of the spiritual power of the Yuan cultivator. Under such circumstances, he can control as many as 3 spiritual treasures at the same time. At this moment, although it is difficult for Ling Pengyun to wear all 3 pure Yang crowns on his head, these 3 items are a set of magic tools, otherwise they would not be called 3 Yuan pure Yang crowns. As long as the spiritual power is activated, the effects of the 3 pure Yang crowns can be exerted. And Ling Pengyun also took advantage of the amplification of the 3 pure Yang crowns, constantly pinching the fingers to perform magic, and the speed of pinching the fingers was so fast that it became a phantom. The water system magic that originally only took a moment to perform, now only half a breath can be performed. In an instant, he also turned into a magic turret, constantly performing powerful 3rd-level water system magic. The prototype of the Golden Scale Mountain Spirit Treasure turned into a golden mountain of 150 to 160 feet and weighing 1.5 million jin. It crushed countless voids with a crushing force and turned into golden light and flew out. The long flag of the Phantom Dragon flickered gently, and a Phantom Dragon with a cultivation level of giant perfection sprang out from it. These attack methods were like surging seawater, bombarding the already shaking Meridian Protection Formation, making it shake even more. The genius lightning rat in the early stage of Jinden and the other low-level monsters mining in the formation wanted to resist and summoned various attack methods to stop Ling Pengyun's attack, but they could not resist Ling Pengyun's powerful attack methods at all, and were directly crushed into pieces. After only half a day, the Meridian Protection Formation arranged by the Lightning Rat clan was shattered. Ling Pengyun also rushed into it and rushed straight to the genius Lightning Rat in the early stage of Jinden of the Lightning Rat clan to kill it. Although the rat demon wanted to escape, Ling Pengyun had set up a trap around it, so it couldn't escape at all. Soon, it was caught up by Ling Pengyun. Even though it used all its means, and even used several disparate methods in succession to raise its cultivation to the middle stage of the Golden Core, it was still unable to resist Ling Pengyun at all. In just a few moves, it was bitten into pieces by the Phantom of the Dragon that Ling Pengyun created with a Phantom Dragon flag. Thousands of low-level monsters here were also killed by the Phantom of the Dragon. The most bizarre thing was that after killing these monsters, the dragon opened its mouth and emitted an extremely mysterious suction force, sucking all the souls of the low-level monsters that were killed here into its body. If Ling Pengyun hadn't stopped it in time, I'm afraid the soul of the genius Golden Core early Lightning Rat would have been swallowed by it. However, as the dragon swallowed the souls of thousands of low-level monsters here, its body became a little more solid, and its aura became a little stronger. It's still difficult to make the Phantom of the Dragon transformed by this flag have the strength of the pseudo-infant realm by simply absorbing the souls of the key training and foundation building monsters. But if the quantity is large, it's okay, but this number may require the souls of 3 million low-level monsters. This is a bit difficult. I can only wait for the next monster rebellion to see if there is an opportunity to take action. Ling Pengyun looked at the Phantom of the Golden Elixir Perfect Dragon that swallowed thousands of low-level monster souls. His eyes flashed slightly, and he murmured, "The grade of this Phantom Dragon flag is as high as the prototype of a spiritual treasure. Its limit is that it can nurture a Phantom Dragon with the strength of the pseudo-infant realm. But to do so, it costs a lot." According to the Phantom Dragon, which has some intelligence, its original owner, Muyi, fed it with the souls of millions of key training and foundation building monsters in the past 100 years, so that it could cross from the 9th level of the Golden Elixir to the Golden Elixir Perfection. The number of demon beast souls in this batch is the number of low-level demon beast souls that the major demon tribes in the northern wilderness cultivation world have paid tribute to the Black Dragon Lake Dragon clan for 10 years. At that time, because of this incident, many dragons in the Black Dragon Lake who also possessed treasures that could refine demon beast souls were extremely dissatisfied with the old dragon Moyi. It was also from then on that the low-level demon beast souls that the old dragon Moyi could get every year were pitifully few, and there was no golden elixir level demon beast soul. This also made it so that the Phantom of the Dragon in this long flag did not improve much after entering the Golden Elixir Perfection. The long flag was passed down from the old dragon Moyi's lineage, not refined by the old dragon Moyi. When the old dragon Moyi helped the long flag's weapon Soul Dragon Phantom, it improved its cultivation. Then, Ling Pengyun raised his hand and waved, calling the Phantom of the Dragon back to the Phantom Dragon flag, and carefully packed the soul of the genius Thunder Rat in the early Golden Elixir stage, which was of great use. As for its flesh and blood, Ling Pengyun planned to take it back to his daughter Ling Chengxin and Ling Liao to make spiritual food. Anyway, the family already had a lot of demon corpses. Even if he continued to refine the Jinden realm demon corpses, they would only turn into dust. The Jinden cultivators in the family simply could not control so many at the same time. After this was done, he found Ling Pengyun who was setting up the formation on the ground and asked, "Pengyun, can the mineral vein here be moved?" Ling Pengyun said with a little regret, "Yes, it can be moved, but the scale of this mineral vein is too large. It will take at least half a day for me to use the formation to move it out from deep underground. This time is too long. I am afraid that by then, the other giant and demon kings of the Thunder Rat clan in the Thunder Forest next to it will also come. However, it is not a problem to take some away," Ling Pengyun said. It's good to be able to take away some of it. Let's do it as soon as possible. Ling Pengyun nodded slightly, and began to urge the huge phantom yellow dragon that was transformed by the earth-shaking formation to continuously turn over the mineral vein deep underground. Half an hour later, the phantom yellow dragon had swallowed about 1/10 of the mineral vein. Ling Pengyun saw that it was getting late, so he decided to stop while he was ahead, and took Ling Pengyun to directly remove the formation and leave. Chapter 1019, Perfecting the Technique. The phantom yellow dragon that swallowed a lot of mineral veins flew into some formation flags in Ling Pengyun's hands and disappeared. About half an hour later, a lightning light suddenly rushed from the depths of the lightning forest to the mineral vein where this wasteland was located, and a majestic lightning rat with a cultivation level as high as the golden elixir perfection realm and lightning jumping on its tail appeared. This rat was the lightning rat king of the lightning rat clan. It was also the one who valued the genius lightning rat that was stationed here before the most. The lightning rat king saw that there was no trace of life in the mineral vein in front of him. The earth was devastated, and it was difficult to find the rat killer who destroyed the genius golden elixir rat demon and his clan with secret methods. He was immediately furious and roared to the sky. After a while, 2 more golden elixir level lightning rats rushed here. One of them was the Thunder Abyss Rat Demon that had cooperated with the Ling family for a long time. The Thunder Abyss Rat Demon saw this scene, and although he pretended to be sad, he was actually very happy in his heart. The Ling family is really efficient. Now that the genius has died, I have secured my position as the most qualified person in the middle-aged generation of the Thunder Rat clan. In the future, I don't have to worry about the Thunder Rat clan reducing my resources. The rat murmured in his heart. On the other side, Ling Pengyun used the pseudo-infant realm consciousness to perform the white shadow escape technique, and after taking Ling Pengyun safely out of the boundless and vast swamp of the demon clan, he went to the cloud valley of the Bayun Mountains alone. The family built 3 ghost breeding grounds here in the early years. After many years of construction by the Ling family, the grades of these 3 ghost breeding grounds have reached the 2nd level. Among them, the highest grade ghost breeding ground has reached the quasi 3rd level, and there is a quasi 3rd level ghost vein as the core of the ghost ground. Ling Pengyun practiced in it and looked after the 3 ghost breeding grounds in this area to prevent bad guys from breaking in. In addition, there are also some family ghost cultivators in these 3 areas for daily management. Although Ling Pengyun did not find Ling Pengyun when he went to the quasi 3rd level ghost land this time, he was still in seclusion. However, Ling Pengyun saw several family ghost cultivators who managed this ghost land. He then handed over the soul of the Thunder Rat clan's giant and early-stage Thunder Rat to those ghost cultivators and asked them to pass it on to Ling Pengyun. Although Ling Pengyun has rarely taken action in recent decades, his attack methods have actually changed a lot. At present, he mainly uses the Tongshan Lingbao Ghost Fairy Lamp as his main attack method. In addition to being the inheritance treasure of the Ghost Fairy sect of the Huishan sect, this lamp is also a treasure for cultivating ghosts. With a Ghost Fairy Lamp, it won't take long before the soul of the genius giant and early-stage Thunder Rat of the Thunder Rat clan will turn into giant and evil ghost and become Ling Pengyun's slave. After finishing this, Ling Pengyun returned to the Ice and Snow Valley and began to perfect the 5-element technique he created, Lingxiao 5-element treasure book. Because of the opportunity to realize the truth more than 10 years ago, Ling Pengyun created the key training chapter of this technique early on. However, this key training chapter has not been perfected yet, and there are still many shortcomings in it. It can only be regarded as a medium level among the countless key training techniques. This level of key training chapter has not yet met Ling Pengyun's expectations. The key training chapter is the foundation of a technique. If the foundation is weak, the subsequent practice of this technique will not be strong. Moreover, as the chapters become more and more advanced, they will become more and more complicated, and the quality will slowly decrease. For example, the key training chapter of the superior Yuanying technique Kanglin Bihei Zhanjing that Ling Pengyun practiced is of the top-notch superior level. The foundation building chapter is also of the top-notch superior level, with extremely strong effects. Because the golden elixir chapter is more complicated and difficult to perfect, the quality of this chapter has dropped a bit, and it is only of the superior level. The Yuanying chapter is also only of the superior level. But even so, this technique is extremely powerful, several times stronger than ordinary techniques of the same level, and the spiritual power and consciousness cultivated are also several times stronger than ordinary cultivators. This is also the endless benefits that high-quality techniques can bring. Ling Pengyun's self-created Lingxiao 5 Elements treasure book is intended to be on par with this Kanglan Baha'i true scripture. At least it must ensure that the length of the techniques for each major realm is of superior standard. Otherwise, it would be meaningless for him to switch to this technique in the future. That is why he did not rush to deduce the foundation-building chapter of Lingxiao 5 Elements treasure book. Instead, he paused and gradually began to perfect the key training chapter of this technique. If he encountered a problem, he would look through various single-attribute cultivation techniques and various 5-element cultivation techniques in the clan to gain experience from them. Perhaps it was with the help of the mysterious yin-yang Taichu essence that he seemed to have several times stronger comprehension than before, and his mind was much clearer. In just 5 years, he perfected the key training chapter of this technique to the superior level. It took another 5 years to further deduce the key training chapter of this technique, reaching the pinnacle of key training techniques. At this point, there is no more improvement in the key training chapter of this technique. Perhaps the key training chapters of the legendary techniques that can directly reach the fairyland can surpass the superior level. And Ling Pengyun also followed, using the key training chapter of this technique as the source, and began to deduce the foundation-building chapter of this technique. Time passed slowly. 30 years passed in a flash. One day, in the ice and snow valley, in a cave, Ling Pengyun, who had been in seclusion for a long time, slowly opened his eyes, sighed lightly at the turbid air, and his face was also a little happy. This long retreat, he gained a lot. He directly deduced the foundation-building chapter of the Lingxiao 5 Elements treasure book, but because of the haste, this foundation-building chapter is currently barely of inferior quality and can be practiced by cultivators, and he has not yet created the methods for refining various life spirit tools. However, the structure of the foundation-building chapter of this technique has been established. In the future, as long as the loopholes in this foundation-building chapter are made up, the foundation-building chapter can be gradually improved and its quality can be improved. Therefore, Ling Pengyun is not worried about this matter. This technique has been perfected to the foundation-building chapter, and it is time to find someone to practice this technique. In this way, we can also see whether this technique can be practiced normally, or whether there are other loopholes that are difficult to deduce. Ling Pengyun murmured. At present, the key training chapter and the foundation-building chapter of the Lingxiao 5 Elements treasure book can only be regarded as theoretical products, and they may not be taken seriously. Only through countless deductions and countless tests can the essence of a technique be confirmed. With an idea, Ling Pengyun immediately came out of retreat, returned to the family, and looked for the family elder Ling Pengyun. 40 years have passed since the monster rebellion, and the great elder Ling Pengyun's cultivation has also been upgraded from the first level of jade to the second level of jade. This is partly due to the help of the family's large amount of medicinal resources. The cultivation of the rest of the family's jade has also basically improved a little. Chapter 1020 New Golden Color. This is actually all thanks to the third-level spiritual plant garden in the ice and snow valley, as well as the third-level spiritual medicines planted in various places of the family. There are also the third-level middle-grade alchemist Ling Yunhong and the third-level low-grade alchemist Ling Chengsen. It is because of these two people that the third-level spiritual medicines planted and cultivated by the family are refined into elixirs, which allows the Ling family's golden elixirs to not worry about cultivation resources, and only need to practice in seclusion. After many years, the Ling family has accumulated a lot of resources, and many golden elixirs also plan to build a third-level spiritual plant garden in the family land again to speed up the growth of third-level spiritual plants, so as to indirectly provide more third-level elixirs. After all, the third-level spiritual plant garden adds too fast to the third-level spiritual plants, 3 times the speed. Ling Pengyun agrees with this. Afterwards, Ling Pengyun learned about the recent situation of the family from Ling Pengyun. According to the great elder Ling Pengyun, during the 40 years of his seclusion, a total of 3 clan members tried to impact the golden elixir. They are Ling Wando, an earth-based cultivator, Ling Wangsu, who has a strong spiritual talent and is also a sword cultivator, and Ling Wanlian, who is originally an alchemist but loves fighting and is known as a battle madman. All 3 of them are golden elixir seedlings of the family, and have joined the ranks of the family's male cultivators who have established their foundations. They are young clan members that the Ling family's top leaders valued in their early years. Ling Wando, a spiritual plant genius who broke through the golden elixir decades ago, is the leader among them. As time goes by, these young clan members are getting older, and they are all over 100 years old, not young anymore. Ling Wanduo, Ling Wangsu, and Ling Wanlian, who have tried to break through the golden elixir in recent years, are also fully prepared before they dare to try. They all spent a lot of time relying on the family's advanced techniques of tempering spiritual consciousness and meridians to increase the strength of spiritual consciousness and meridians to the strength of golden elixir. Ling Wanduo, an earth-based cultivator, and Ling Wanlian, known as a battle madman, began to practice physical strength many years ago. Before trying to reach the golden core, they all cultivated their physical cultivation to the perfection of foundation building. With a strong physique, they could increase their chances of reaching the golden core by half. Although Ling Wangsu did not cultivate physical cultivation, he cultivated a powerful sword technique. With his sword intention, his chances of reaching the golden core could be increased by half. In addition, with some golden core spiritual objects supported by the Ling family, as well as the benefits brought by the spiritual consciousness and meridian strength, the chances of the three of them reaching the golden core were basically as high as 30%. It was a pity that the golden core realm was a heavenly punishment after all, and it was the true path to longevity. It could also be called the beginning of the Great Dao, and it was extremely difficult to enter. Among the three, only Ling Wanduo, a system cultivator, and Ling Wangsu, a sword cultivator, successfully broke through. However, Ling Wanduo was able to enter the realm thanks to his daughter and son-in-law. His daughter was Ling Liqin, who is the most beautiful among the Li generation. In the early years, under the arrangement of Ling Pengyun, Ling Liqin eventually became a Taoist couple with Ling Pengyun's junior brother Lin Luo, who is also under the command of Bishu Zhenjin. Lin Luo has a spiritual body that can pass through talismans, and has a very high talent in the way of talismans, which makes him deeply loved by Bishu Zhenjin. And Lin Luo obeys the Taoist couple Ling Liqin's words. 20 or 30 years ago, when the couple came back to visit their relatives, after learning that his father Ling Wanduo was going to attack the golden elixir soon, Lin Luo quickly returned to the Kanglin's secret realm in the Boundless Sea. After several operations, he got 2 ordinary level golden elixir spiritual objects with different effects from the sect for Ling Wanduo. The family also provided Ling Wanduo with an ordinary golden elixir spiritual object and 2 second-class golden elixir spiritual objects. Although the 2 second-class golden elixir spiritual objects overlap with the 2 ordinary golden elixir spiritual objects that Lin Luo found, they could not be reused. However, when Ling Wanduo was trying to reach the golden core, he still had 3 ordinary golden core spiritual objects to help him. In addition to various other factors, his success rate in reaching the golden core was as high as 45% to 50%, which was an extremely high level. He also entered the golden core realm because of this. Although he did not condense a middle-grade golden core, he also condensed a top-notch lower-grade golden core, and his qualifications were better than those of ordinary lower-grade golden core cultivators. Sword cultivator Ling Wangsu did not have a good son-in-law, and his family only provided him with an ordinary golden core and 2 second-rate golden core spiritual objects. However, Ling Wangsu had a strong foundation, and not only successfully entered the golden core realm, but also condensed a middle-grade golden core, and had the opportunity to enter the late golden core in the future. As for Ling Wanlian, who failed to reach the golden core, he was also seriously injured because of this incident. Fortunately, when he was trying to reach the golden core, he took a lot of golden core spiritual objects, and relying on the medicinal properties of those golden core spiritual objects, his life was saved. It only takes decades of warming to recover. The other 2 of their peers, the giant and seedling family beast taming genius Ling Lihu and the family demon corpse genius Ling Libing, have been concentrating on their own paths recently, so they have been distracted and have fallen behind Ling Wanduo and Ling Wangsu. At present, they have only used secret methods to improve the strength of their spiritual consciousness to the Jinden level, and their meridians are still a little short. However, at most 20 years, they are sure that they can use the meridian tempering technique to improve their meridians to the strength of the Jinden. It is also worth mentioning that Ling Lihu did successfully perfect the Thunder Wing Shadow Tiger mutation method more than 30 years ago, which greatly improved the effectiveness of this method. In the past 10 years, he has improved this method a little. At present, through the Thunder Wing Shadow Tiger mutation method, the probability of promoting the Wing Shadow Tiger mutation is 0.7%, and the lifespan of the winged shadow tiger after mutation has also been extended from 50 to 100 years. This lifespan is enough to ensure that some mutant thunder winged shadow tigers with better qualifications can be upgraded from the state of no Dao to the state of perfect foundation building, but the golden elixir is still a little slim. At least 200 or 300 years of lifespan is needed to mutate the thunder winged shadow tiger to impact a golden elixir. This method can barely be said to be a top-notch lower-level mutation method at present, and it is not far from the middle-level mutation method. After understanding this, Ling Pengyun also returned to the topic and asked the elder Ling Pengyun for the family genealogy. This genealogy records various information of all the cultivators in the family, including age, spiritual root qualifications, current cultivation, and even how much time it took to reach how many cultivation levels. There is no copy of such things, which are updated once a year and are managed by the elder Ling Pengyun, who is in charge of the family affairs all year round. Ling Pengyun just flipped through the genealogy for a while and found the target of this trip. Pengyun, call Li Ming over. If Wansu and his Taoist companions are free, call them over as well. The great elder Ling Pengyun didn't understand, but didn't ask too many questions. He went to look for people immediately. Chapter 1021 The person who experiments with a technique. Soon, the great elder Ling Pengyun came here with a child of ordinary appearance and a little childish face, and a pretty young female cultivator. The young female cultivator's cultivation reached a late stage of foundation building. When she saw Ling Pengyun, she bowed to Ling Pengyun directly. Junior Duandai, meet Grandpa Pengyun. My husband is still in retreat, so it is difficult for him to come here to pay respect to you. Then, she pulled the child beside her and whispered to him. Li Ming, this is your great-grandfather Pengyun. Hearing this, the child looked at the old ancestor Ling Pengyun, who looked like an immortal and wore a blue Taoist robe. It is said that this old ancestor is the strongest person in Yan State. Immediately, he knelt on the ground, kowtowed to Ling Pengyun very obediently, and said, Great-grandson Li Ming, I pay my respects to my great-grandfather. I wish my great-grandfather a long and prosperous life on the immortal path. Ling Pengyun heard this and felt a little more satisfied with his great-grandson, whom he met for the first time. He then raised his hand and sent out a spiritual power to help him up. He then took out a jade bottle filled with fruit flower honey from his storage bag and handed it to Li Ming. Get up. You are such a sweet kid. Here are some second-level fruit flower honeys. Many children in the tribe love to eat them. This is a gift for you, little guy. Li Ming had also eaten fruit flower honey before, and he had eaten second-level ones before. He knew how it tasted. When he saw Ling Pengyun giving him second-level fruit flower honey, his eyes lit up and he immediately thanked him. Great-grandson, thank you for the gift from my great-grandfather. Ling Pengyun waved his hand and looked at a female cultivator named Duandai. Wife Wangsu, we haven't seen each other for decades. Duandai is Ling Wangsu's Taoist partner who entered the Golden Core realm some time ago. The two have been Taoist partners for decades. At that time, Ling Wangsu had not yet entered the Golden Core realm, but was only in the foundation building realm. However, Duandai's identity is also extraordinary. She is an alchemist in Yaowang Valley. She was sent by the sect to marry the Ling family. That's why she fell in love with Ling Wangsu and became a Taoist partner. Ling Liming is their second son. Their first son had no spiritual roots, and that's why the couple gave birth to Ling Liming. At present, Ling Liming is 9 years old. When he was 8 years old last year, his spiritual roots were measured, but his aptitude was not good, only 5 spiritual roots. For this reason, Ling Wangsu and Duandai actually want to continue giving birth, wanting to give birth to a child with good aptitude to inherit the Tao. No matter what, he must have 4 spiritual roots or 3 spiritual roots. When Duandai heard this, he looked respectful and asked Ling Pengyun. It has indeed been several decades. The last time I met Grandpa was during the Monster Rebellion. But, Grandpa, what is the matter that brought us here this time? Duandai added. As long as we can do it, we will do our best to help. Ling Pengyun was particularly satisfied when he heard this. He smiled and said, I appreciate your kindness. I am here to find you too this time because I have something to ask you. I have recently created a 5-element technique that is suitable for 5-element spiritual roots. However, this technique only exists in theory, and no one has experimented to confirm whether it can really work. Therefore, I want Li Ming to try to practice the technique and test it. I wonder if you are willing. Duandai shuddered when he heard this. Practicing such a technique that is still in theory is extremely dangerous. There may be some loopholes in it that are enough to allow the spiritual power in the cultivator's body to flow back and break through the meridians, causing the cultivator to perish. Seeing Duandai's hesitation, Ling Pengyun continued. The technique I created has been perfected to the foundation building chapter, and the key training chapter has reached the top level. I think you know how meaningful this level of technique is. If you can promise this, as long as Li Ming is safe in the future, when he strives for the golden elixir, I will prepare 3 ordinary golden elixir spiritual objects for him. Even if Li Ming is unable to reach this path in the future, I can give the 3 golden elixir spiritual objects to your family for free in the future. Duandai heard this, and his worries were reduced. The top level of key training technique can actually be regarded as close to perfection, with very few loopholes. Even if this technique is still in theory, the risk factor will certainly be greatly reduced. In addition, the benefits offered by Ling Pengyun are too high. 3 ordinary golden elixir spiritual objects are worth millions of spiritual stones. This amount of spiritual stones is enough to buy the life of a golden elixir cultivator. Under such circumstances, Duandai was also somewhat tempted, but she did not dare to make the decision on her own. Her husband Ling Wangsu was the one who made the decision, so she followed suit. Grandfather, it is difficult for me to make the decision on this matter. Can I wait until my husband comes out of retreat and discuss it with him before making a decision? However, before she finished speaking, the little Ling Liming beside her said, Mom, I am willing to test the 5 elements technique from my great-grandfather. Whether it was Duandai, Ling Pengyun or the great elder Ling Pengyun, they were all surprised when they heard this. Great-grandfather, Liming is still young. Don't take what this child says seriously. Duandai's face changed drastically, and she quickly spoke to Ling Pengyun. Mom, I am serious. Little Ling Liming said stubbornly. Although he was young, he did not know nothing. Although he had not entered the Dao, he had been practicing for a year, and he had long understood how poor his qualifications were. And he also understood the value of the golden elixir spiritual object. In any case, it was worth exchanging him for 3 golden elixir spiritual objects. Furthermore, he believed that the technique created by Pengyun's great-grandfather would not harm him, and it might be his chance. The family may not have the top-notch 5-element technique for the key training period, but the strongest 5-element technique in the family is also the top-notch one. He practiced a top-notch 5-element technique, but even with this technique, his training speed was still not fast. But if he could practice the top-notch 5-element technique with better quality, maybe his training speed would be faster. Seeing this, Ling Pengyun showed some admiration on his face. This child has some shadows of Wangsu. Ling Liming's father Ling Wangsu, who had extraordinary spiritual awareness, was able to achieve the current giant in cultivation level with the help of the 4 forest roots, relying on his momentum. And Duandai saw that her son Ling Liming rarely contradicted her, and his face was determined, and she knew it was difficult to persuade him. She sighed lightly and didn't say anything more, but she couldn't help but have a little more worry on her face. Okay. Seeing Duandai's resignation, Ling Pengyun said with a smile. In that case, this matter is settled. But Wangsu's wife, don't worry too much. If something unexpected happens, I will do my best to protect Li Ming. Duandai heard this and nodded slightly, saying to Ling Pengyun, in this case, I'll trouble Grandpa Pengyun to pay more attention. Ling Pengyun said, yes, I'll take Li Ming away. After saying that, he took Li Ming and turned into a beam of light, leaving the hall. Duandai, who was still in the hall, looked at the light of their departure, her eyes full of sorrow, and sighed continuously. Seeing this, Ling Pengyun, who had been watching but never said a word, comforted her. Wangsu's wife, you don't need to think too much. Grandpa Pengyun must be sure of this matter. There are many 5 spiritual root cultivators in the clan, but Grandpa Pengyun chose Li Ming. You must know the reason. And if Uncle Pengyun is always steady and testing the skills is more dangerous, if Uncle Pengyun is not sure, he will definitely not use you and Li Ming, the only one with spiritual roots under Wangsu, for experiments. It is possible that this is an opportunity for Li Ming. Don't forget that Uncle Pengyun also has 5 spiritual roots, but now, Uncle Pengyun's strength is sky high. Duandai remembered the details at this time. Yes, there are indeed many 5 spiritual roots in the clan, even as many as tens of thousands. She didn't choose the other 10,000 people, but chose her son. If it weren't for her husband Ling Wangsu, a cultivator who entered the golden elixir, she would never believe it. For a moment, her worries disappeared, and there was even some expectation on her face. Opportunity. Chapter 1022. A surprise from daughter Ling Chengxin. The boundary of the Ice and Snow Forest. The Ice and Snow Valley with a third-level upper-grade spiritual vein, a cave hall. Li Ming, this is my place of cultivation. You will follow me to cultivate here in the future. You must not leave my side at will. If you can safely enter the foundation building stage, you can go anywhere you want. This is the practice method I created, called Lingxiao 5 Elements Treasure Book, which records the entire content of the key training chapter. If you encounter trouble during cultivation, just crush this token. Ling Pengyun took out the Lingxiao 5 Elements Treasure Book key training chapter and a token that had been copied from the storage bag and handed them to the little Ling Li Ming in front of him. Everything is arranged by my great-grandfather. Little Ling Li Ming reached out to take the Lingxiao 5 Elements Treasure Book and immediately promised Ling Pengyun, go into the cave to practice, and practice this practice method as soon as possible and enter the key training stage. Ling Pengyun nodded and urged. Little Ling Li Ming is currently 9 years old and has been practicing Taoism for a year. However, due to his poor talent, he has not been able to enter the Tao. According to his estimation, it will take at least another half a year before he can enter the key training. He nodded. Okay. Then, he opened the door of the practice room in front of him and entered it. What surprised little Ling Li Ming was that the spiritual energy in this practice room was completely different from that in the valley. Because there was only the third-level upper-grade ice spiritual vein in the valley, there was only pure ice spiritual energy in the valley. But in this practice room, the 5 elements of spiritual energy gathered together, and they were all extremely rich. Even those spiritual energies turned into layers of dense spiritual energy clouds. This is a sign of extremely rich spiritual energy. Little Ling Li Ming had only seen this scene in the practice cave of his father Ling Wangsu, who had just entered the golden core stage. Great-grandfather Pengyun was so willing to give. This time I made the right choice. Little Ling Li Ming's eyes lit up and his expression was happy. From the practice room prepared by Ling Pengyun, little Ling Li Ming had guessed how much Ling Pengyun valued him. In the clan, only giant and cultivators could have such a cave house. Even though little Ling Li Ming was the descendant of giant and cultivator Ling Wangsu, it was difficult for him to practice in the giant and cave house before. Of course, he also understood that Ling Pengyun had prepared such a precious giant and cave house for him, a person who had not yet entered the Dao, in order to speed up his practice and find out as soon as possible whether the key training chapter of the Lingxiao 5 Elements Treasure Book was safe. But no matter what, this matter was also a good thing for little Ling Li Ming. At the same time, he also felt a little more pressure in his heart. If he practiced slowly, Ling Pengyun might arrange this good thing for other clan members. This opportunity depends on whether I can do well. Ling Li Ming's heart ignited a rush. Immediately, he sat cross-legged on a spiritual instrument cushion that allowed cultivators to calm down as soon as possible, and began to read the key training chapter of the Lingxiao 5 Elements Treasure Book. As for the risk factor of practicing this technique, he had already forgotten it. On the other side, Ling Pengyun left the cave and went to look for his parents Ling Xiaoshan and Yang Qiuyan, his daughter Ling Chengxin, and Ling Lihao, who had a natural spiritual root. Yang Xiai was still in seclusion, so Ling Pengyun did not see her. In the past 40 years since the monster rebellion, Ling Xiaoshan and the other 4 have been practicing in seclusion. The 2 old men, Ling Xiaoshan and Yang Qiuyan, had long since removed the chores of managing the ice and snow forest branch, and have been practicing hard for nearly 100 years. As their lifespans gradually decreased, they became a little anxious. They were reluctant to leave this beautiful world, their son Ling Pengyun and their daughter-in-law Yan Xiai. They had not seen their grandson Ling Chengxin marry and have children, nor had they seen their granddaughter Ling Chengxin marry. They did not want to turn into a piece of yellow earth after 100 years. This incident also aroused their fighting spirit. 40 years later, Ling Xiaoshan and Yang Qiuyan, with the help of the yin and yang primordial energy in their early years to change their aptitude, plus inexhaustible cultivation resources, have reached the peak of the 9th level of foundation building. In less than 10 years, they will be able to enter the realm of perfect foundation building. And now they are 250 or 60 years old, which has long exceeded the maximum age of foundation building cultivators. However, Ling Pengyun has collected a lot of things to increase his parents' lifespan over the years, whether it is second level or third level lifespan increasing things, and he has never been stingy. For this reason, he has accumulated the lifespan of his parents to more than 300 years. This also means that Lingxiao and Yang Qiuyan still have more than 50 years of lifespan. These two old people also have enough lifespan to enter the realm of perfect foundation building and have the opportunity to impact the golden elixir in the future. However, because the two old men had poor comprehension, even with the help of the yin-yang Taichu Qi from their early years, it was difficult to enhance their comprehension much. This led to the two old men making extremely slow progress in comprehending the family's techniques of tempering the spirit and meridians. At present, the two old men have only comprehended these two special methods to the second-order lower grade. If they were given another 100 years, they would probably have the chance to raise the strength of their spirit and meridians to the dantian level, but time waits for no one. Ling Pengyun planned that in the future, as long as his parents' cultivation was improved to the perfection of the foundation building, he would prepare 3 ordinary dantian spiritual objects for each of his parents and let them directly try to impact the dantian. With the quality of the dantian spiritual objects, the probability of their impact on the dantian would be accumulated. 3 ordinary dantian spiritual objects were enough to increase their probability of entering the dantian by about 30%, and the yin-yang Taichu Qi that both of them had been transported into could increase it by another half. Together, it was 35%. This probability of impacting the dantian was not low. Ling Pengyun's daughter Lingxiao has also made great progress in the past 40 years. During the Monster Rebellion, her cultivation level was only at the 2nd level of foundation building, but now, her cultivation level has reached the 6th level of foundation building. In 40 years, she has crossed 4 levels, almost 1 level every 10 years. Ling Pengyun is quite satisfied with this growth rate. For this reason, he likes Lingxiao even more. Lingxiao's spiritual plant cultivation has made even greater progress. The grade of her spiritual plant cultivation has directly crossed from the 2nd level lower grade to the 2nd level upper grade. Moreover, it also gave Ling Pengyun a big surprise. In the past 40 years, Lingxiao has used several first-level spiritual rice as the source, spent countless time, and successfully improved a very valuable first-level upper-grade spiritual rice. This spiritual rice was named Zingyan spiritual rice by Lingxiao. Although this quality of spiritual rice is not very useful to the Ling family, which has inherited many major forces, it is dispensable. After all, the Ling family only lacks the upper quality 3rd level spiritual rice. However, many foundation building forces in the outside world did not have the 1st grade superior spiritual rice. Therefore, after Lingxiao improved this Zingyan spiritual rice and informed the family elder Ling Pengyun personally came to the Ice and Snow Valley and discussed it with Lingxiao. The two unanimously decided to put the method of improving the 1st grade superior Zingyan spiritual rice on the market for auction. Chapter 1023 Lingxiao, Extraordinary Talent. This spiritual rice was also fought over by many foundation building forces at the auction. Even the pseudo-Dan force Pengyun Yang under the Ling family also participated in it. In the end, this item was also auctioned off by the wealthy Pengyun Yang family for more than 110,000 spiritual stones, and the spiritual stones were paid in one lump sum. In addition to the 10% that the family had to take for handling fees, the remaining more than 100,000 spiritual stones belonged to Lingxiao, a mid-stage foundation building cultivator. Her small purse became bulging in an instant, and she was extremely wealthy enough to be called a little rich woman. Among the foundation building cultivators in the entire Yan state, there are probably few people whose wealth can exceed her. As for the Pengyun Yang family spending so many spiritual stones to buy the method to improve the 1st grade superior Zingyan spiritual rice, it would naturally not lose money. Most of the 1st grade superior spiritual rice circulating on the market are of the inferior type, and the middle grade spiritual rice is basically not worried about selling. Superior quality spiritual rice is extremely rare. After all, it is extremely difficult to improve spiritual rice of this quality. There are only a few 1st grade superior spiritual rice in the entire Yan state, and most of them are in the hands of major dantian forces. As a result, the 1st grade superior spiritual rice market in the entire Yan state is extremely vacant. The 1st grade superior spiritual rice contains a lot of spiritual energy and is pure. It is a good spiritual object for cultivation for key training monks. As long as it is grown, There is no worry about selling it. The most important thing is that the price of first-grade superior spiritual rice is much higher than that of ordinary first-grade superior spiritual rice. 1 caddy of spiritual rice is enough to sell a spiritual stone. And 1 acre of spiritual field can produce at least hundreds of caddies of spiritual rice, which are all white spiritual stones. With the size of Pengyun Yang family, it will not take decades to rely on planting Zingant spiritual rice to make a profit. After that, it will be pure profit. Anyway, Pengyun Yang family is a family power, so the method of improving Zingant spiritual rice can be passed down. Therefore, spending a lot of money to buy this Zingant spiritual rice is also a good thing for Pengyun Yang. Dad, this is 25,000 spiritual stones. I earned it by selling the method of improving Zingant spiritual rice. I'll give you a quarter. When Mom comes out of retreat, I'll give her another 25,000 spiritual stones. I also gave Grandpa and Grandma 25,000 spiritual stones before. Our family has a share. Lingxiao handed a storage bag that had been prepared long ago to Ling Pengyun and said with a smile. In order to avoid Ling Pengyun not accepting it, she also added specially, I don't lack cultivation resources now. After I improved Zingant spiritual rice, Brother Changyu enlisted me as the core seedling of the family for cultivation. My cultivation resources are all supplied by the family. Although Ling Pengyun had long looked down on 25,000 spiritual stones, at this time, the 25,000 spiritual stones given by Lingxiao made Ling Pengyun very happy, as if he had received 2.5 million spiritual stones. You still think of Daddy after earning spirit stones. Daddy has loved you for all these years. Since the family has already covered your cultivation resources, I will accept this amount of spirit stones. I will just save it for you and give it to you as a dowry when you get married. Ling Pengyun smiled and took the storage bag containing spirit stones. Dad, what are you talking about? I won't get married. Lingxiao blushed when she heard this. Zing no, so my Ziner wants to be a nun. Ling Pengyun smiled when he heard this. He was more protective of this precious daughter. He would not interfere in the management of Lingxiao's future Taoist partner, even if she never got married. Anyway, he already had a son, Lingxiao, and as long as Lingxiao married a wife in the future to continue his family line, it would be fine. Grandpa and Grandma, look at Daddy. Lingxiao said angrily to the 2 elderly people, Lingxiao and Yang Qiuyan, who were watching and smiling. Ha ha ha, if you don't get married, you'll be an old nun. Grandma will make you a nun's robe in the future. Yang Qiuyan also joked at this time. For a while, the whole family laughed. Then, the family chatted for a while, and Ling Pengyun called Lingxiao, who was also here, to the side and asked about his cultivation progress. Lingxiao's spiritual roots were unknown to Ling Pengyun's parents and others, and the fewer people who knew about it, the better. Therefore, he avoided them. Lingxiao had already regarded Ling Pengyun as his master, not to mention that Ling Pengyun had also taught his father Ling Wenchuan about spiritual plants. He was also an elder in his clan. Under such circumstances, he naturally answered all the questions and told all his progress in recent years. Before the monster rebellion, Lingxiao's cultivation was only at the 5th level of foundation building, but now, Lingxiao's cultivation was like a rocket, reaching the peak of the 9th level of foundation building. According to his own estimation, within 2 or 3 years, he would be able to enter the realm of perfect foundation building. The spiritual talismans and spiritual plants he practiced had already reached the quasi-3rd level in advance. It was enough to maintain a 30% probability of drawing a variety of quasi-3rd level spiritual talismans, and he could also use the spiritual plants secret method to promote the growth of spiritual plants below the quasi-3rd level. In addition, because Lingxiao had a transcendent understanding, he also made great progress in practicing the Yuanying stage Xiangang forging Gaoju of the Ghost Sect and the Ghost Immortal Sect and the White Shadow Meridian tempering technique of the White Shadow Sect. At present, he had comprehended these 2 secrets to the Jinden level in advance, and had the Jinden realm consciousness and meridians in advance. He also used the huge consciousness comparable to the Jinden realm to try to comprehend and draw the 3rd level spiritual talisman several years ago. In fact, it won't be long before he is sure to draw a real 3rd level spiritual talisman in advance. Although his spiritual power was somewhat insufficient during the process of drawing the 3rd level spiritual talisman, He was able to take spiritual power recovery items multiple times in a short period of time, with the strength of his meridians comparable to that of the golden core realm. He also made up for the shortcoming of insufficient spiritual power in this way. Ling Pengyun, who heard about this for the first time, was also secretly shocked. Although he knew that Lingxiao, who is a natural spiritual root, had extraordinary talent in the art of spiritual talismans, he did not expect it to be so strong. Even if a general talisman maker has entered the golden core realm, he may not be able to draw a golden core realm spiritual talisman. Take the other two golden core realm 100 arts masters Ling Wanchuan and Lin Fan in the family for example. They have been in the golden core realm for decades, and it was not until recent years that they have raised their spiritual plants and beast control, which they are good at, to the 3rd level. And you know, the talents of the two of them in the spiritual plants and beast control are extremely amazing. Ling Wanchuan has been the first in the family in terms of spiritual plant talent since he entered the Dao. Even, he was called the successor of Ling Pengyun, the strongest spiritual master in the family, by the cultivators in the clan. Under such circumstances, Lingxiao, who was only at the 9th level of foundation building, was about to draw 3rd level spiritual talisman. If I give him another yin and yang primordial energy to enhance his understanding and aptitude, it is possible that this child's achievements in the spiritual talisman can be completely comparable to my junior brother Lin Luo, who has a spiritual body that can pass talismans. Ling Pengyun's eyes lit up and he muttered secretly in his heart. Chapter 1024, Lingxiao's Ambition. In the past 40 years, he has been absorbing the power of the early morning and the moonlight at night without stopping. Under such circumstances, the Yin-Yang Taichu Sutra in his Sea of Consciousness gave birth to 4 more Yin-Yang Taichu Qi. When he had an idea, he did it immediately. Then, he summoned a breath of Yin-Yang Taichu Qi and passed it to Lingxiao, enhancing his aptitude. Lingxiao was also able to enhance his aptitude in a short period of time, and all kinds of cultivation problems in his daily life were solved at this moment. He was also very shocked about this matter, and guessed that it was Ling Pengyun who did it. After all, such an opportunity would not fall on his hut for no reason. He also thanked Ling Pengyun. As for this opportunity, he did not dare to ask too much, after all, it was too shocking. And for insurance, Ling Pengyun also set up a ban in Lingxiao's Sea of Consciousness according to convention to prevent a leakage of Yin-Yang Taichu Qi. Then, Ling Pengyun asked, Lingxiao, with this opportunity, are you sure you can become a true 3rd level talisman maker before you break through to the dantian stage? Lingxiao's body trembled when he heard this. Not everyone can be a 3rd level talisman maker. To become a 3rd level talisman maker, you must be proficient in drawing at least 3 3rd level low-grade spiritual talismans, and the success rate of drawing these 3 spiritual talismans must be at least 30%. This is extremely difficult, and at least 70% of jade and cultivators who also practice talisman making cannot achieve it. If it were before, Lingxiao would naturally be unsure. In the past, he could only master 1 or 2 3rd level spiritual talismans and increase the success rate of drawing to 30% before breaking through to the dantian stage. However, with today's opportunity, he can give it a try. Great-grandfather, great-grandson dare not guarantee it, but great-grandson is 30% sure that he can become a 3rd level talisman maker during the foundation building period. Ling Pengyun said with a smile. A 30% probability is not small. I am waiting for your good news. By the way, you have reached the 9th level of foundation building now, and you are not far from the perfection of foundation building. You should also prepare to attack the golden elixir. Besides attacking alone, do you have any other plans for this matter? Decades ago, when Lingxiao, who is a natural spiritual root, was attacking the foundation building, he had already told Ling Pengyun that whether he was attacking the foundation building barrier or the golden elixir barrier, he would attack with his own strength in order to pave the way for the future. After all, attacking such a barrier alone would be of great benefit to the future. This was also in line with what Ling Pengyun had in mind. He asked this time to ask about Lingxiao's goal. Great-grandfather, I plan to use the family's Xiangang soul forging technique and Bang meridian tempering technique to cultivate the spiritual consciousness and meridians of the middle stage of the golden core before I can make a breakthrough to the golden core. I am fully confident about this. I can complete this task in 30 years at most. When that time comes, relying on the strength of my meridians and spiritual consciousness, I can increase my probability of entering the golden core by 20%. The opportunity you gave me this time is estimated to bring me a 0.5% probability, and my water-attributed spiritual root can also bring about a 10% increase. Together, my probability of making a breakthrough to the golden core in the future can reach about 35%, and my future breakthrough to the golden core is a bit safe. However, with this opportunity, I want to try to see if I can use the Yin-Yang soul forging technique to cultivate the spiritual consciousness of the late stage of the golden core in advance. If I can, my chance of making a breakthrough to the golden core will be greater. Also, I want to try to see if I can condense the top-level superior golden core. Lingxiao murmured with a gleam of light in the depths of his eyes. Ling Pengyun was slightly startled when he heard this. The top-grade superior golden elixir is only inferior to the 5-element golden elixir, and it can also greatly improve the qualifications of the cultivators. Once condensed, Lingxiao's future golden elixir perfection is basically a foregone conclusion. Good boy, you have ambition, Ling Pengyun said with a smile. Then he gave Lingxiao some pointers on cultivation. Time passed slowly. This time, Ling Pengyun spent 3 days with his family before re-entering the retreat. Ling Xiaoshan, Yang Qiuyan, Ling Chengxin and Lingxiao also entered the retreat again. The same day. At night, Ling Pengyun used a window in the practice room to absorb a touch of moonlight from the crescent moon above the black curtain. After that, he carefully thought about how to use the remaining 3 mouthfuls of Yin-Yang Taichu Qi nurtured by the Yin-Yang Taichu Sutra in his sea of consciousness. In the end, he planned to save 9 mouthfuls of Yin-Yang Taichu Qi and condense a mouthful of Yin-Yang Taichu essence first for his Taoist partner Yan Sidai. Forget about the rest of the tribesmen. How far they can go depends on themselves. Over the years, he has given the rest of the tribesmen Yin-Yang Taichu Qi, and many of them have become successful. My parents can't use it for the time being. They only have more than 50 years left in their lifespans. They have taken all kinds of rare life-extending spiritual objects on the market, and it is difficult to increase their lifespans in the future. But it will take at least 45 years to collect 9 mouthfuls of Yin-Yang Taichu Qi. By that time, if my parents can enter the Jinden stage, it will be easy to say. If it is difficult to achieve, their lifespans will basically reach the end. At that time, even if I give them the Yin-Yang Taichu essence, it will be difficult to change anything. On the contrary, if my parents can enter the Jinden stage in the future and their lifespans can be improved, Ling Pengyun also plans to get them a mouthful of Yin-Yang Taichu essence in the future to increase their qualifications and help them go further. My daughters Ling Chengxin and Ling Chengxia are still young and can wait. As for giving it to Yan Sidai, there is naturally a reason. Yan Sidai is currently in seclusion to impact the 7th level of Jinden. That is why Ling Pengyun did not see Yan Sidai when he came out of retreat this time. If Yan Sidai can succeed in this retreat, she will also enter the late stage of Jinden, and she will be one step closer to the bottleneck of Yuanying. In this case, if Yan Sidai has a mouthful of the extremely powerful Yin-Yang Taichu essence to help her, her speed of entering Jinden perfection will definitely be faster, and she will have more opportunities to impact Yuanying in the future. After all, because he himself has taken a mouthful of Yin-Yang Taichu essence, Ling Pengyun also knows that this essence can increase the probability of entering Yuanying by 10%. However, because he plans to get a mouthful of Yin-Yang Taichu essence for Yan Sidai, Ling Pengyun also thinks of the 5 elements Jinden. When Yan Sidai entered Jinden, he was the same as him, condensing a middle-level Jinden. And the mouthful of Yin-Yang Taichu essence he took at the beginning, but turned his middle-level Jinden directly into 5-element Jinden. But the problem is that Yan Sidai only has 3 spiritual roots, and only 3 ordinary roots in her body have become spiritual and transformed into spiritual roots. The requirement for condensing the 5 elements golden elixir is to gather the 5 spiritual roots. This is recorded in various inheritances. Under such circumstances, if Yan Sidai is given a mouthful of the powerful Yin-Yang Taichu essence in the future, it may only be able to improve the quality of her golden elixir to the top level, and may miss the 5 elements golden elixir, making it difficult to maximize the benefits. As for the Yin-Yang Taichu Qi, it has the effect of cleansing spiritual roots for mortals. However, for cultivators who already have spiritual roots, it only has the effect of enhancing qualifications, and has no effect of cleansing ordinary roots and increasing spiritual roots. As for the reason, Ling Pengyun did not know. He had also observed it, but to no avail. With thousands of thoughts in mind, He planned to see if he could transform Yan Si's other two attributes of ordinary roots into spirits in advance, in preparation for giving her the yin-yang Taichu essence in the future. But this matter is a bit troublesome. Chapter 1025, The Anticipation of Replenishing Spiritual Roots. As his cultivation improved, and he came into contact with the inheritance of the nascent soul sect, the white shadow sect, and the ghost sect of the god-transforming ghost sect, he also learned a lot of secrets of the world of immortal cultivation. He also knew some of the means to transform ordinary roots into spirits and transform into spiritual roots. And this method was also used by those powerful people who knew the sky to make up for their own foundation and rush to a higher realm. After all, most of the powerful people knew the sky. In fact, they did not have the 5 spiritual roots. But whether it was the golden elixir needed to break through the golden elixir, or the primordial infant needed to condense into the primordial infant, they were the strongest in the 5 elements golden elixir and the 5 elements primordial infant, and the improvement they could bring was also the greatest. It's just that the means to make up for the spiritual roots are of extremely high grade, at least they are things of the primordial infant, and they are extremely precious. The ghost sect, which is the ghost sect of the god-transforming ghost sect, does have a means to make up for the foundation, and it is also a superior magical power, called Ghost Root Heaven Repairing Technique. But this method can only be used to make up for the ghost roots of ghost cultivators. The foundation of ghost cultivators is different from that of cultivators. After all, ghost cultivators have lost their bodies, and they are not even considered human. The foundation of ghost cultivators is called ghost roots, such as ghost fire spiritual roots, ghost wood spiritual roots, etc. This system is completely different from the normal cultivator system. This makes it impossible for ordinary cultivators to use the ghost root repairing technique to cleanse their mortal roots and transform them into spirits. I can only go to the sect to have a look, Ling Pengyun said secretly in his heart. Because he was worried, he couldn't bear to continue to perfect the Lingxiao 5 Elements treasure book he created. Immediately, he set off and sneaked to the boundless sea area to cultivate immortals. After all, this matter of making up for the spiritual roots is extremely important to him. In the future, he also plans to give his parents Lingxiao and Yang Qiuyan, as well as his daughter and son Ling Changsha a mouthful of yin and yang Taichu essence. Although his parents Lingxiao and Yang Qiuyan are not very qualified, they both have 4 spiritual roots and lack 1 spiritual root. His daughter Ling Changsha has 5 spiritual roots, so there is no need for too much trouble. But his son Ling Changsha has 3 spiritual roots, water, fire and wood, so it is best to make up for his foundation. As long as this can be accomplished, if his family can condense the 5 elements of golden elixir, then everyone will be able to achieve immortality in the future. This is why Ling Pengyun attaches great importance to this matter. A few months later, Ling Pengyun's figure appeared in the desolate sea area between the Wubianhe Xiuxin realm and the Zhongzhou Xiuxin realm. According to the map that Ling Changsha asked Longjiao to bring back to the family, he quickly found a sea area with fragile space and full of cracks. It should be here. Then, he took out a token with the words Yinzhu written on the front, and pinched his fingers to perform a strange finger technique, condensing a special seal and hitting the token. The token suddenly flashed with spiritual light, and a small wave of spiritual power spread outward, spreading about 10 feet. Then, a black hole several feet in size appeared in the void around Ling Pengyun. Ling Pengyun's eyes lit up and he immediately went in. After a dizzy spell, a bright light appeared in front of him. When he opened his eyes, he was already in an unfamiliar place, with 2 mountain gates in front of him. The plaque hanging on the mountain gate on the left read Kanglan Bahe sect, and the plaque on the mountain gate on the right read Lingxiao Ling family. At this time, a surprised voice came from the direction of the Lingxiao Ling family mountain gate on the right. Uncle Pengyun, why are you here? Ling Pengyun was a little surprised when he heard this. He turned his head and saw a cultivator in the early stage of foundation building wearing Ling family Taoist robes and with some white hair on his head running towards him. Cheng Hao, why are you here? Ling Cheng Hao, who was about 150 or 60 years old and had some white hair on his head, was even more happy when he saw Ling Pengyun and recognized him. He also explained, "We need someone to guard the mountain gate here to prevent any strange monks from accidentally entering. Although the possibility is extremely low, we still need to be vigilant. Therefore, Uncle Pengyun plans to send someone to guard the mountain gate. I have poor aptitude and no future. Guarding the mountain gate is troublesome, and there are not many people in the family, so I will take on this job." Hearing this, Ling Pengyun couldn't help but show a little more approval on his face. He then took out 5 second-grade top-grade spiritual peaches and handed them to Ling Chenghao. "Yes, you are thoughtful, kid. Take these second-level spiritual fruits, they can also improve your cultivation. Don't lose your heart to pursue the Tao. By the way, your father entered the Golden Elixir 40 years ago, not long after he ended the monster rebellion in the northern wilderness Xiuxin realm. I came here in a hurry this time, and I forgot to tell your father about my visit here. Do you want to go back to your family? I will go back to my family soon. If you are willing, I can take you there. After you go back to your family to visit your relatives, I can send you back here." Ling Chenghao heard this, his head seemed to explode, his heart was extremely excited, and his face could not help showing ecstasy. After a long while, he finally came to his senses. He also hesitated a little. "Great-grandfather, it's too much trouble for you to go back and forth. It's not good for me to go out of this secret realm casually. After all, the secret realm here needs to be kept secret. I'll just go back to the family. But please help me take a letter back to my father." Ling Pengyun heard this and admired Ling Chenghao a little more. He is a sensible child. Then he replied, "Father has entered the golden elixir, how can he not come back? I said I would send you back here in the future, and I will send you back. You don't need to worry about it. I will pick you up after I finish my trip to the boundless sea. If you have anything to say, you can talk to your father yourself." Ling Chenghao heard Ling Pengyun's words and knew that Ling Pengyun had made up his mind. He felt warm in his heart and a little grateful at the same time. He also thanked Ling Pengyun. And his father was Ling Pengcheng, who awakened the hidden moral golden Holy Spirit body in the family 40 years ago. Ling Pengcheng has 2 sons with spiritual roots. Ling Chenghao is only one of them, and he has an elder brother named Ling Chengcheng. In addition, he has several ordinary brothers and sisters. However, Ling Chenghao is the one with the worst qualifications among the 2 sons with spiritual roots of Ling Pengcheng. He only has 4 spiritual roots. If it were not for Ling Pengcheng's support in his early years, it is not certain whether Ling Chenghao can enter the foundation building stage. And his elder brother Ling Chengcheng, who has 3 spiritual roots, has also entered the foundation building stage and is currently with the family. In the early years, his brother was listed as a family seed like Ling Chenghao, and the family also planned to send him to the branch of the Boundless Sea area to prevent the dragon from the Black Dragon Lake, the holy land of the demon race in the northern wilderness Xiuxin realm, from being born and causing chaos, leaving a fire seed for the family. However, his father Ling Pengcheng refused this and kept Ling Chenghao's brother Ling Chengcheng. According to Ling Pengcheng's original words, according to the qualifications required to be the fire seed when seeking refuge in the immortal cultivation world of the Boundless Sea, his youngest son Ling Chenghao was not qualified to be the family fire seed. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.